I'll cut this and put this at the start of the video, but me and Mia keep referring to this one meme that we saw on the Steam community page of this version of Battler. One version being like Riz and the other one being sexual harassment. So me continuously saying sexual harassment is a reference to that. Start recording. Okay. You can see what I mean though. It's only in. This is loud.
It is loud.
How do I? Okay, left click to toggle to the main menu. M. Oh, okay. I don't get to pick I don't get to pick the volume.
Oh no! I can.
So that I'm fucking louder than them. Gonna do that. Okay. I guess hello everybody. My name is Brooklyn, otherwise known as the Dramatic Otaku, and today we're playing Umineko at Mia's demand, not even request, demand. I have
that good, Brooklyn.
I have Mia and Leisha in call with me, and
oh mate.
I can barely hear anything other than this game, so let's start. Oh gosh, this is loud. Episode 1. Wow,
oh,
this is loud.
Loud.
This is a loud game. Left click to start. Okay, hold on. There's a lot of text on screen. Game. At any time, a right click with the mouse will open up the tips mode. Here, besides the save and load functions, you can view character profiles and more. Additionally, will be add your progress through the story. Probably a good idea to take a peek here every once in a while. Okay. Left click. Oh. The story is very obviously fictional and fantastic in nature. Okay. Again. So you still haven't come your love for alcohol. It's me. This is a loud ass. Sorry, that is a loud soundtrack. They need a way to turn. I need to either turn you guys up or the game down.
Oh goodness, no! But you gotta keep the soundtrack. The soundtrack.
I know it's just so loud, so I gotta turn you guys up and then my
surely
actual volume
sound
down.
Option somewhere.
No, there's only a mute option.
What?
It. Okay.
Insane.
Oh my gosh. Okay, hold on, Mia. You say something.
Mia.
Okay, I've had to turn you all the way up, and I think I need to turn up Leisha all the way as well, so I can hear you guys.
Oh, you guys are always all the way up on my end.
Oh shit, hold on. Mia, can you say something?
Mia!
Okay, you guys are fine. Two elderly men could be seen in the dimly lit study, which was filled with dust and a sickly sweet stench. In the corner of this room, which was much larger than what most people would call a study, was an expensive-looking bed, a man undergoing a medical examination, and the physician conducting it. There was also what appeared to be a servant watching over the whole scene. Oh. This bottle is my friend! It is no less a friend than you. It has stood by my side even longer than you have. As the man bearing his chest for the stethoscope rearranged his clothes, he spoke unapologetically. Kinzo-san, I almost said Chan. Your body appears only to be well thanks to the effects of the medicine. However, if you continue to drink such strong spirits, the treatment will become meaningless. Trust my judgments. Refrain from drinking. His face changed. Thank you. Though, only for the sentiment, my friend. Genji. I almost said Genji for a second. Another glass. Water it down slightly. That way, Nanjo can save face. What the fuck? Connie Stringer, is that you?
Wait until you see the spoilers for this guy later on.
After eyeing both the master who demanded the alcohol and the fan. Why is all the text up here? Why is it not down here? Genji, the old butler, suddenly gave a slight nod and carried out his master's orders faithfully. The family doctor Nanjo let out a deep sigh once again as he watched the butler busy himself alongside the liquor cabinet. There was a smell filling up the room. This sweet, poisonous aroma felt as though it melted the heart, if not the soul itself. It was the smell of that venomous green drink that the man couldn't bear to part with. Green? Nanjo, you are my closest friend, and we have known each other for quite a long time. I am deeply grateful for all that you have done to keep me alive this long. I have done nothing. Well, what shit doctor are you? After all, you never listen to my advice as your physician. Ha ha! And you never listen when I warn you about the mistaken chess moves you're about to make. Seems only fair, does it not? Master, thank you. I wouldn't die if I ran out of your medicine, but I would die if I ran out of this. Alcoholism. Disregarding Nanjo, who had his face set in a resigned expression, Kinzo took the glass that Genji was holding out to him. Very few people would associate that venomous color with an alcoholic beverage. Jesus, I can't read. Mia, why have you made me fucking play this? Nanjo,
You wanted to!
how much time do I have left? Well now. How short must I make it to convince you to set the bottle aside? Nanjo once again let out a sigh of resignation. Then he finally spoke to Kinzo as the latter swirled his glass. You don't have long. What precisely do you mean by that? Let us illustrate it with a chess game here. You have very clearly achieved checkmate, but you have not yet cornered my king. Nanjo's gaze was directly at the side table with a massive chess set placed on top of it. Judging by the position of the pieces, the game seemed to be entering its final stage. Black's rook and bishop were cutting deeply into enemy lines. White's king had already been castled and cornered, so that even an amateur could see that the match would reach its conclusion before long. Every time Nanjo came back to give a medical examination, both of them would make a few moves. What kind of moves? Nanjo was hinting that Kinzo would most likely fall into his eternal sleep before this game would be concluded. These were less the words of the physician than they were the words of an old friend. Were you a normal patient, I would recommend that you write a will at this point. And what is a will, Nanjo? Handwritten instructions to the vultures on how to devour and scatter my corpse? No, not at all. As the word suggests, it is a way for you to record your will for later generations. It is far more than just a means to divide up your inheritance. Oh! And apart from the division of the inheritance, what might I write of? You might write of your regrets or matters you've left unfinished. Things you might want to pass down to others, or merely matters you wish to communicate. Anything you want. Things I would pass down to others, or matters I wish to communicate? Ridiculous. Ushiromiya? Ushiromiya? Kinzo?
You're a Mia.
Mia. Ushiromiya Kinzo. Have not one thing I wish to tell or leave behind. I was born with nothing. I will die with nothing. There is nothing I wish to leave my foolish children. Even if the end were to come here today, even if it were to come to me right now, I would accept that fate of death without a trace of fear, I created everything. My fortune, my prestige, everything. Those were built up by me and they will be lost along with me. There is nothing I wish to leave behind. Nothing. After I'm gone, I care not if all goes to waste. I desire no tomb, no coffin. Those were the terms of the contract I made with the witch. The witch! When I die, everything will be lost. That has been part of the promise since the beginning. That's why nothing will be left behind. There is nothing I can leave behind. After reaching a furious crescendo, Kinzel suddenly slumped over. Oh, he fucking died. His expression was limp and feeble, as though an evil spirit had possessed him and then left. However, I do have one regret. I have nothing to leave behind, but there is one thing I cannot leave undone. You would do well to write it down. Of course, it would be best if you could finish it before your time comes. Oh my god, the music finally calmed the fuck down. Oh fuck, it's back! However, even if the worst happens, those who come after you will carry it to completion. You must leave behind your regrets so that they can be resolved even if you are unable to do so yourself. That is the purpose of a will. When Nanjo tried to gently pat Kinzo's shoulders, the dying man flew into a sudden rage and battered away Nanjo's hand. Useless! It's useless! It must be done while I still live! At the moment of my death, my soul will be devoured by the demons of the contract and wiped out of existence. For me, there will be no peace, or another world after death. That's why everything must be completed before I go. That's why a will has no meaning for me. And even if I had a chance to write such a thing, if I did have such a chance, I'd want to see it. I want to see it one more time. I want to see Beatrice's smiling face one last time. Oh, Beatrice, why have you resisted me for so long? I'll return everything you have given me. I am prepared to lose everything. So please show me your smile just one more time. Beatrice, I beg of you. You must be able to hear my plea. That's the kind of woman you are. I beg of you, show yourself to me. You're here, aren't you? You're standing there, invisible, listening to every word I say. And even though you're mocking me from somewhere in this room, aren't you? Please appear before me once more and smile. Feel free to scold me, even snatch away my life before your own hands, if you so desire. I don't want to die alone like this. I cannot let myself die until I have seen your smile just one more time. Ah, Beatrice. Beatrice! I offer up this life of mine. I offer it up to you. I'm begging you, Beatrice! Oh, quiet. Oh! Did I just skip something? I just skipped something. Whoops. I don't know what I just skipped.
Did they include the opening there?
I think so, but it shocked me, so I hit the next.
Oh no.
Whoa. Things shall move with the times. I can't believe we'll be able to make up the trip in just 20 minutes. I couldn't help but scratch my head and marvel at how far things have come in recent years. We used to go by boat. Back then, we were all forced to endure nearly a half a day swing back and forth over the sea before we reached Nijima. Things have gotten so much more convenient these days. Still, I've never been on a plane this small. I've flown in a huge jumbo jet before, but this was my first time in such a tiny one. It's gonna shake, isn't it? They say smaller boats shake more than big ones, so I guess the rule applies same rule probably applies to planes. Just spare me. Real. Honestly, me. Who is this twink? Haha, don't worry, Battler-kun.
It's Ducky.
It doesn't look like Ducky whatsoever.
No, not Ducky, it's George. No.
Hold on. I was about to get something. What was I about to get? Oh, my water bottle. There you go. It shakes much less than boats did. Oh, look at that! It's fucking what is it? Sexual harassment. Gah! Is that you, Georgianiki? Don't scare me like that. You just shaved 3 years off my life. Anyway.
Oh wait, Brooke, you mentioned Connie Springer before. Battler in the Japanese is actually voiced by Connie Springer.
Oh shit, really?
Yeah!
Crazy. Why don't I hear any Oh, I guess because it's not.
We didn't use Project Umineko. That's why.
Don't scare me like that. Just shaved 3 years off my life. Why is the text all in front of their face?
Protects you from the sexual harassment.
Yeah, clearly. What's shaking got to do with it anyway? You don't think I'm actually scared of the plane shaking or maybe falling out of the sky or something, right? Of course not. My mistake. I've seen you change a lot since I last saw you. After all, it's been 6 years since then. You're not a kid anymore. Ha ha ha. Sheesh! You are! Old enough to smoke and drink. I've got no interest in smoking, but I've always wanted to try some booze. Haha. Well, if you've got your dad's genes, I'll bet you can hold your own when it comes to drinking, right? Who's speaking here? Is it...
I think it's George.
George?
George is the one Leisha called a twink.
I also called him a twink. Well, I usually drink for business rather than pleasure. I think that was sexual harassment talking. I don't even know what this fucker's name is. I'm just gonna call him sexual harassment. Well, I usually drink for business rather than for pleasure. It's pretty hard to do business in Japan without it. Haha. That's exactly right. That's why I never miss a chance to get in some practice. That's not good, Battler-kun. You're still a minor. Jesus. Wait, is he Battler?
Yeah, that's Battler.
Oh, okay.
Sexual harassment-kun.
I was just calling him sexual harassment. Okay, so who the fuck's the twink's name then?
That's
George!
I've said this like 10 times!
Okay, so this is George and this is Battler, okay.
Yes!
I don't know. Don't you know alcohol can stunt the growth of, never mind. Come on, I'm tall enough already. In fact, it'd be easier to find clothes if I shrunk a little. I puffed up my chest out proudly. Until I hit my growth spurt, my height was below average in my class. Then I grew and grew. Before I knew it, I'd hit 180 centimeters. I guess I have all that muscle training and those shady mail order performance-enhancing drugs to thank for that. What the fuck? Before that, I never dreamed I'd shoot up 10 centimeters above George Anarchy, who'd reached his peak height early on. Damn, I'll bet my relatives all say, look how big you've grown, Battler-chan. Or something again.
He's shorter than Leisha.
It's all so embarrassing. I wish they'd just give me a break. Anyway, my name is Battler. Well, it's pretty damn weird, don't you think? I grow to wonder what my parents were thinking when they named me that. I've never met anyone who could read it right at the first time. I usually get called Sento-kun. Sorry, but that's not even close. Yes, I can read Japanese. Can you read it? Yes! The first part is my family name. Ushiromiya. Okay, isn't that the old guy? Wasn't that Ushiromiya Kinzo? So I guess that's his... I want to say dad, but I feel like it's more like his grandfather.
Umineko?
Huh?
Did I not tell you the synopsis for Umineko?
No.
Oh, basically, like, half of them are all family in this.
Okay. Problem is my given name. Is, I guess Battler is made up of the characters for fight and person. It's pronounced Battler. Put it together and you've got Ushiromiya Battler. Pretty crazy, right? It's crazier enough that my parents decided to call me that, but it's even more crazy that some government worker let them make it official. Both groups are on the top of my must kill list. Anyway, this is one of my cousins. His name is pronounced Ushiromiya George. He's 5 years older than me, so he must be turning 23 this year.
What? I'm the same age as George now? What the heck?
I'm already 23. Since Shinomiya cousins consist of 2 boys and 2 girls, I ended up playing with George all the time. And because I've always thought of him as big brother, I still call him Aniki today. Whom the fuck? Battler-kun, look how big you've gotten. You know what they say, leave a boy for 3 days and you'll hardly recognize him. Oh damn, who's this baddie?
I love her! I love her so much!
It must be in her blood. Rudolph wasn't that tall either until his high school years. Perhaps people end up taller if their growth spurt comes later. Nah, this is nothing special. A real man needs to be tough on the inside too. Exactly. Battler-kun knows how it works. Real men win or lose based on what they've got on the inside. Can't ever forget to keep up your training and discipline. You gotta do that and wait very alertly for the perfect moment and strike. Now, I've never imagined that I'd become a company president. What the fuck? I never even imagined that I'd become the company president that I am today, master of my own domain. Yep, to think I've come this far after starting out penniless and ruined. This stout, plump old guy is George Aniki's dad, Uncle Hideyoshi. He's the husband of Dad's older sister. In other words, we're not blood related. He's nice to children, sociable all the time, and even quick to give out some spending money to us kids. Simply put, he's an awesome uncle. Speaking in odd and very notable, he speaks in an odd and very noticeable Kansai dialect, but he's actually a natural born Kanto man. Apparently impressions are everything in the business world. So speaking in a different style than other people is an act that makes him stick out more. However, I hear he gets embarrassed when talking within earshot of a real Kansai person, so he switches back to standard Japanese. I really don't get it, but he's an interesting person. If only you weren't so quick to brag about your life story. That's enough now, I think. I'm sure Battler's getting tired of it, aren't you? Nope, not at all. Nothing wrong with that. I think it's pretty cool for a man to have some stories he can brag about. I don't have anything like that at all. Oh, really? I'd imagine a man with your looks would leave girls crying right and left. Can't imagine that you have nothing at all to brag about. What? You're joking, right? Of course nothing weird like that's ever happened to me. Heck, I wish it would. Pervert. Come on, you aren't fooling anyone. You must tell your aunt all about it later. After all, nothing of the sort ever happens to George. Huh? This is George Aniki's mother, Aunt Eva. I love her already.
Yes, as you should.
She's my dad's older sister. She and Uncle Hideyoshi are a pair of jokers, and they've always teased me back as far as I can remember. This sometimes made me a bit hard to get along. This sometimes made them a bit hard to get along with when I was small. Well, I guess the events of the last 30 seconds prove that they can still be hard to get along with. I wouldn't say that was 30 seconds. Even so, George Aniki's family is interesting and fun, and they seem to get along just fine. Sheesh, that's pretty much the total opposite of my family. Damn! Battler-kun, have you seen Rudolph-san? Huh? He headed off to the bathroom a while ago. Is he not back yet? Maybe the poor geezer dropped dead. What is this laugh?
Namu.
That's no way to talk about your own father. Still, this isn't the first time he's taken so long in the bathroom. Yeah, the guy's always been that way. Does he really have to take a magazine with him every time he needs to take a dump? What? And what on earth is he doing in there with those... Oh, fuck! I skipped ahead because I slammed my hand on the side of my thing.
Oh, no!
Just when we were bad-mouthing Dad about being in the bathroom, the man himself came back wiping his hands with a handkerchief. That is... He looks like a character from The Simpsons. Maybe that's why there was that Umineko Simpsons crossover in the community.
Yeah.
Battler? Hey, what's up, Dad? Boing? Ow! Don't pinch my ear! So you've been talking trash about me with Mom again, haven't you? That's his mother?! Makes it hard to show a little respect for your father.
Wait, if it skipped the bit before about the other character, her names?
Yeah.
Kyrie or Kyrie? I just read it as Kyrie in my head, but I think it's supposed to be pronounced Kyrie, and she's his stepmother.
Oh, okay. Fucking damn. Father bagged a baddie. You can stretch my ear all you want, but I'm not gonna be able to fly. Hey, I was saying that Rina was a baddie in Higurashi. That hurts. It was what's it called? What was her name? Rana's stepmom. What was her name? Was it Rina? I'm sure it was Rina. It was two. She had two names.
Rina or Ritsuko?
I think it was Rina and Ritsuko. She had two names. Come on now. Up, down, left, right, right.
We at it. We at it.
Now say, Father, please forgive me for being so rude. Like hell. Go find yourself some members only store if you want it that much. Let go. This whole bastard is my dad. I think I'm pretty tall myself, but Dad's about just as tall as I am. It's no surprise Aunt Eva started talking about Dad's blood when she saw my height. By the way, my height isn't the only thing I got from him. It seems having weird names runs in the family. Dad's full name is still can't read Japanese. You can't read it, can you? Come on, it's just... Anyway, this guy's name is pronounced Rudolph. Huh, he must hate Grandfather for giving him that name. Still, that's no reason to pass that weird naming tradition onto me. As the old bastard twisted my ear all over the place, Aunt Eva snuck up behind him and grabbed his ear. Hey, Rudolph. You should know better than to physically abuse your son. Ah, that hurts. Aneki. This scene perfectly illustrated the relationship between the prankster younger brother and the older sister who would deal out punishment to him despite his size. I think that's good enough for now, Eva Nesan. I love her. I'll make sure to stretch out his other ear later on. Oh, my apologies. I must leave some of the pulling for you to do, Kiri-san. Rudolph? Make sure Kiri-san gives you a lot of punishment later on, okay? Jesus. You'll want to talk Anarchy abusing your little brother like that? Hideyoshi-san, I'd like to thank you very much for picking her up. If you hadn't been so generous, she'd still be... Jesus! She'd still be unsold in the store. You have my gratitude and apologies. What? Who are you calling unsold? After taking 2-3 steps back, Aunt Eva unleashed one of her beautiful high reverse roundhouse kicks. How I too would kick my brother in the head. Which just stopped just a centimeter away from the tip of Dad's nose. After starting out with Tai Chi Chuan for her figure, Aunt Eva then developed an interest in the Chinese martial arts. After that, she went through karate, taekwondo. Oh, I have never heard of
Capoeira, I think it is.
Capoeira.
Capybara.
Capybara. And what she's learning now again? Well, anyway, they say a woman's weapons are in her lower body, and that's literally true for Eva. Rudolph, did you know that a single direct blow from the side of head would knock you out unconscious. Not so long ago, I accidentally connected in a practice match, and my opponent was out cold. What a pain. I'm so sorry she can't help walking like a freak. Dad, completely unfazed, shrugged and smiled, ironically at Uncle Hideyoshi. Never had a brother or sister myself, so when I see you two bickering with each other, it makes me feel all warm and fuzzy inside. It sure is nice to have a big family. Oh then, why not consider making a little brother for George? For George-kun. He's already a fine adult who's about to go off on his own, so it might be a good time to have another child. Hey, I have a little sympathy for the new kid and all the pain and suffering he'd have to live through. I'm surprised even George-kun turned out as well as he did after being born from this sinister sister of mine. And what an awesome kid he is. Please share some of that with our blockhead son someday, will you? That's not at all how it happened. It's thanks to Eva Nae-san's proper rearing that George-kun became the kind and gentle kid he is now. Isn't that right, Nae-san? Oh, come on now. You think so? Our George still has a long way to go. Ah, by the way, how's your little Angie doing? I heard she was vomiting? Oh, that's right. And I was hoping to finally see her face after such a long time. Is she still okay? She often catches a cold when the season changes. She's very frail. I did want to bring her along, but we decided to have my family look after her this time. I feel like we're gonna see this Angie at some point. I think that's a wise move. She'll heal a lot better if she stays away from that venomous head family household. A child's health is always way more important than an adult's convenience, don't you think? I know of some great medicine for vomiting colds like that. When we get back home, I'll send you some right away, so please, let her try some. Thank you very much, Hideyoshi-san. I'm always in your debt. And once the conversation suddenly veered off in that direction, we kids didn't have any chance of butting in. For now, I'm just happy Aunt Eva gave Dad his desserts for tugging on my ear. Are we still waiting for the weather report? George Anarchy pointed at the counter. The checking weather sign was stuck next to the departure times for the flight we were scheduled to board. According to Anarchy, small planes are more subject to winds and other effects for the weather, and it's not at all uncommon for flights to be delayed because of that. Wait a sec, we are totally sure it's not going to shake, right? From down here on the ground, it just looks cloudy, not windy. Well, I guess it's different up where the planes fly. The weather's a bit uncertain today. Aunt Eva looks at the TV in the lounge. The weather forecast being broadcast was informing us that a typhoon was approaching the Kanto region. A typhoon? Again? Guess there's no helping it with the annual family conference being held in October. Couldn't he have chosen a better season? I agree. I've always hoped that we could have it sometime around the Obon festival in mid-August. In that case, why don't you suggest that to Father and Nissan during the conference? Very funny. Why don't you do it yourself? Our brother would never listen to anything I suggested. No way! It doesn't really bother me that much to have it in October. I was just saying you might want to propose it since you said you hate typhoons so much. I only said that typhoons always come around this time of year. You're the one who said you wanted to move it to the Obon Festival, right? Well, you said it too last year. Didn't you say that would be easier to fit into your schedule if we had it during the Obon Festival? Never said anything like that. Oh yes you did. Certainly wouldn't forget something like that. No I didn't. You're the one saying that all the time. Didn't you know? Stopping kick just a hair's breadth away from impact is a very high level technique. Sheesh, women your age should spread their legs like that. Dad and Aunt Eva's argument looked no different from a couple of brats quarreling.
I'm just living that life on Dutch cult classic that is still up.
Even though they usually behave like normal parents, they might turn back into kids again when they meet their siblings at the family conferences. You're the one who looks like a real adult, analysing it all calmly. I hope I never turn out like that old bastard. I'd much rather end up as an intellectual adult like you, Aniki. Like me? Oh, I still have a long way to go. I still have very little experience out there in the real world, and I need to work on becoming more confident and sociable. I think you've far surpassed me on all those counts, Battler-kun. I'm sure you'll outstrip me fast- What? Outstrip me? Fast enough when you become an adult. George Aniki scratches his head and laughs, although trying to hide his embarrassment. Of course, he was just being humble. Aniki entered a university and became an apprentice at Uncle Hideyoshi's company at the same time, studying both academics and how to become a business emperor in parallel. Then, right after graduating, he got into Uncle Hideyoshi's company as his father's aide, piling up a lot of real-life experiences as he devoted himself zealously to his work. His great dream is to one day stand on his own and build up his own kingdom. Aniki is a real paragon of a man, sparing no effort as he strives toward his goal. There's no exaggeration to say that I really appreciate and respect him. And then there's me. I'm nothing at all like Aniki. I'm living my happy-go-lucky high school life to the max.
School idol.
School idol? Okay.
He's a school idol now, I declare.
I've got no dreams for the future. I just like to sit back, stay cool, and let the money flow in, but of course, that could never happen. When Aniki was my age, he had already formed an impressive objective and started devoting himself towards studying that goal, so I guess I can't compare at all. My dad just says, sure you can study at my company if you'd like cleaning toilets. Damn it, I'm not going to be in the debt of that old bastard. I'll find a way myself. If only willpower was all it took to become an adult. Should I go on one of those self-searching journeys that are all the rage these days? Well, it's not like I could mooch off my parents for that kind of money. Right then, Uncle Hideyoshi shouted out loudly. He's a really nice person on the whole, but he does have a problem controlling the volume of his voice. When I looked over, I saw that he was greeting Aunt Rosa, who came late. Ooh! If it isn't Rosa-san, Maria-chan, long time no see. Oh! That's a child. Long time no see. Ooh? Maria. Shouldn't that be it's good to see you again? Greet your uncle properly. It's good to see you again. There you go. Well said. How about some candy as a reward? Oh, huh? Where did I put it? Rosa-san, it's good to see you again. It's good to see you too, Maria-chan. It's been too long, Kiri-ni-san, Hideyoshi-ni-san. And, oh my, Battler-kun? Look how big you've gotten. Oh, come on. It's embarrassing to hear that from every person I meet. Hey, Rosa, you're late. If the plane was on time, you'll barely have made it. I'm sorry. We had some trouble making our train connection. So, are we waiting on the weather again? Oh, don't complain. I much prefer the 30-minute plane trip to spending 6 hours bouncing on a boat. Even if we're waiting here for an hour, it's still the much faster option overall. Maria-chan's gotten huge too! So, how tall are you now? Ooh. She says ooh before every fucking line, doesn't she?
Yeah.
That's her quirk. Ooh. So how tall am I now? Maria-chan parroted Uncle Hideyoshi's question, looking up at her mother. I guess she doesn't remember her own height. She's probably right in the middle of a growth spurt, so her height must change every month. Give it a few more years and she'll suddenly start looking feminine. Just how tall were you last time you got measured? You keep getting bigger and bigger, don't you? Right? Ooh! I think she's grown a lot since last year. Let's see, she turned 9 years old this year, didn't she? Is this the 9-year-old you mentioned?
This is the 9-year-old. Yes.
9 years old, ooh. That's right, you're 9 years old now. Glad to see you're doing well too, Maria-chan. Up you go! Guess you've gotten a bit too heavy to play airplane with. George Anarchy, what a rude thing to say to a lady. Here, I'll do it. Up you go. Ooh. I'm gonna say it in the same tone every time. No matter how... I keep going, ooh. But it's probably something like, ooh. When I went to lift her up in Anarchy's place, Maria stiffened defensively, staring suspiciously at my face. Ah, that's right. The last time I met Maria was 6 years ago when she was only 3 years old. Of course she doesn't remember my face. Maria-chan, don't you remember? It's Basila-kun. You used to play together, remember? Ugh. No surprise, I guess. The last time she met Basila, she was only 3. You don't keep memories at that age. She must know everyone's face apart from mine because she meets them every year. But I haven't had contact with the Yoshida family for about 6 years now. So it's no surprise that this 9-year-old girl doesn't have any memories of me. Even I can only just remember her being a 3-year-old crybaby. Maria, this is Batsula Oni-chan. Rudolph Nisan's son. Understand? The brother's son is... The brother is the son? The sound was probably her brain going into overload at that complicated explanation. I guess the phrasing of that was a bit confusing. Ni or Oni, the title you use to refer to an actual older brother, can also be a friendly honorific for a boy who's a bit older than you. It's just like Ne or One, the word for big sister. Where are you, Tom?
Don't you love the Japanese tutorial while this plays?
Huh?
Don't you love the Japanese tutorial while this plays?
The Japanese tutorial.
Don't love the Japanese tutorial while this plays.
Yes, it's very
It assumes
funny.
everyone playing this isn't already a weeb and knows what those words mean.
Yeah. Okay. Maria-chan, this is Battler-kun. He's your cousin, like me. Like George Oni-chan. Battler? Cousin? That's right. You got it. This part of Anarchy is what makes me really look up to him. For someone who isn't married, he's just great at dealing with kids. I'm sure he'll be an indulgent father in the future. Battler Oni-chan? Maria looked straight at me with a questioning expression, as though asking whether it was okay to call me that. Yep, that's me, Battler. Nice to meet you, Maria. Ooh, Battler. Maria, you mustn't talk to him like that. Call him Battler Oni-chan. That's right, That's alright, Aunt Rosa. I don't sweat the small stuff. Hey Maria, we're close enough that you don't need honorifics, right? Battler, Battler, Battler! That's
Ooh,
right. Maria! Ooh, ooh. I'm just gonna start saying ooh instead of ooh. Because I actually think that would be better because I sound like I'm going ooh every time. Ooh! We horsed around for a while to make up for the 6-year gap in our friendship. She probably still thinks of me as nothing more than a big new friend. But things will probably work out as she gets to know each other again. But I'm surprised. She's just the way I remembered her being 6 years ago. Seems people don't change that much after all. I'm a bit happy that she's still the pure innocent girl I remember. Her name is written in still can't read. Of course, is pronounced Maria. The third character looks like a cross, which is pretty cool. Her feelings don't usually show up on her face, so it can be difficult to know just what she's thinking. But that's just how she looks on the outside. On the inside, she's just a sweet, normal girl. Then there's Maria's mother, Aunt Rosa. She's my dad's younger sister. Rosa is written... Here's a name that's totally not Japanese. Sorry to say it, but her name's almost as ridiculous as Dad's. I've got to respect her for not ending up as screwed up as he is. When I think about it, all the names in my family sound foreign. Just why is grandfather so obsessed with that? Because of him, even the grandchildren have to put up with this weird naming sense. It's even more annoying since grandfather's own name is perfectly normal. Anyway, there's one thing about Aunt Rosa that's a relief compared to the other members of my family. The old bastard and Aunt Eva have this annoying urge to tease and mock people all the time. But even though she shares their blood, Aunt Rosa isn't like that at all. She has the most common sense of all of the siblings. I almost said sibling-blings there. Like Uncle Hideyoshi, she's a kind aunt who will always be on the kid's side. However, possibly because she's more strict as a parent, she's not liberal with handing out spending money, unlike Uncle Hideyoshi. Okay, now we have the entire group of family members who are going to board the plane. At that moment, as if it had waited for all of us to arrive, an announcement rang out through the lobby. Our apologies for the delay. Boarding will now commence for flight 201 to Nijima. We ask that passengers please form 2 lines in front of the counter behind the white line. Rosa, you still haven't gone through boarding procedures, right? Hurry up! Oh no, Maria, come on! Ooh! Ooh! We had to go through the metal detector before going onto the runway. Our small plane wasn't as massive as an international plane, but it was still a plane. A staff member holding the metal detector checked us. Once all of us cleared the check, we followed the staff member onto the runway. Come to think of it, everyone here is in the Ishiramiya family. I'm gonna get caught up on that every single time it comes up on screen. It's like a reserved charter flight or something. Our group stopped in front of the entrance to the airplane. Then our guide turned around and spoke, looking down at the passenger list as he did. Boarding will now commence. As I call out the name on the passenger list, please take your seats in order, starting from the front row on the right side, going right to left, then onto the next row. I will now begin reading the passenger list. Urashima Hideyoshi-sama. Oh, I'm first. Right here. By the way, do you have some candy, Eva? I've been looking all over and I can't find any. Ushiro Eva-sama. They're in my handbag. I'll get one once we're inside the plane. I've heard that candies are a good way to protect your ears from hurting because of variations in atmospheric pressure when landing or taking off. That's probably what they're talking about. I hope I get a window seat. Ha, don't worry. There aren't any other kinds of seats. George Aniki said there were apparently only 2 lines of seats. So this is what a small plane is like. We are totally sure it's not gonna shake, right? Urashima George-sama. Right here. Don't worry, Battler-kun. It won't shake too much. Urashima? Ushiramiya Battler-sama. Aniki, what do you mean by not too much? You can just swim if you fall from a boat, but if a plane crashes, you're screwed, right? We all get our parachutes in our seats, don't we? Wait, we don't? Urashima Rudolph-sama. I keep saying Urashima. Come on, Battler, stop standing there slack-jawed and get in. Ow, Dad, don't push me. We don't get parachutes. Ishidamiya Kiri-sama. Okay, you two stop fooling around. Let's move on in. Ow, Kiri! Don't push me! This blockhead isn't moving! Ishiramiya Maria-sama. Let's move on in. Ishiramiya Rosa-sama. Maria! Be quiet! This is your pilot, Kawabata. We'd like to thank you for taking New Tokyo Aviation's Flight 201 today. We estimate that the flight to Nojima Airport will take about 20 minutes. We are receiving reports of atmospheric turbulence. There may be some shaking on the aircraft, so that we ask you do not unfasten your seatbelts after takeoff. Anarchy, what did that guy say we need to wear our seatbelts? In a jumbo jet, they let you undo them and take them off, right? So it's gonna shake so much that we can't take them off? Damn it, you tricked me. This is gonna shake after all. Where are the parachutes? I knew it. I should have taken the boat. I don't know if I would hate a boat or a plane more. The Legend of the Golden Witch.
She's coming, Brooklyn.
Who is this Golden Witch?
She's coming.
Ushiro Miya Battler. I guess I'm just waiting now. Ushiro Miya George, Ushiro Miya Jessica, Ushiro Miya Maria. Ushiro Miya Kinzo, Ushiro Miya Cross, Ushiro Miya Eva, Ushiro Miya Natushi and Hideyoshi. Natushi. Ushiro Miya Rudolph, Rosa, and Kiri. Nanjo Teramasa, Shannon, Goda Toshiro, Rodo Kenji, Kanon, and Kumasawa. I didn't see the rest of that name.
Beatrice.
No Beatrice.
Beatrice.
I'm not seeing any Beatrice.
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 Beatrice. Hold on, I'm
Beatrice.
gonna take a swig of water.
Yes.
I've been yapping.
Yapping so much.
Yeah. Mia gets her own private let's play.
Where'd Leisha go?
She's still here. She's just quiet.
Leisha. I'm glad Maria hasn't.
I'm working on my Smash cosplays. I'm working on my Smash cosplay, so I've got
The
that
thing
on you.
The thing is, you might need to say the Lord's Prayer when Maria gets started.
I don't.
What?
Hold on. Original images? What?
Yeah.
Okay.
You want to see the original images?
I've switched it to that. I was gonna save. That's why I did that. Should have taken the boat. The boat. Oh, good lord! What? Maria looks very different. Fall! Fall! Ooh. Fall. Maria, that's enough. But what a surprise. Thought there was nothing that could scare Battler-kun. Why does he got moobs? What? This guy can't handle vehicles for some reason. Always yells about falling and sinking and stuff. You're a disgrace of a man, you are. Shut up! That thing was seriously shaking way too much. I just got a little stressed since it was my first time on such a small plane like that. You call that a little stress? I kind of want to go back just for Eva. That sounds like it'd be fun to take an overseas vacation with you, Battler-kun. Would you like to go to Egypt with your aunt? You'd get a ride on a plane for a full 14 hours. Haha. There's a good plan. Battler-kun, you should go let Eva-Nisan toughen you up some. Still, it's so hilarious. He looks much friendlier in this state. Everyone's got their own.
Everyone does.
That is fair. Weak points. It's bad to laugh at him. Dad, you're laughing too. Hey, Maria-chan, you shouldn't laugh anymore. Shouldn't laugh anymore? Ooh. God damn it. Is being scared of planes really such a big deal? I agree. Everyone obviously thinks I'm a big oaf now. We split up and took separate taxis from the airport to the harbour. From there on, we would be taking the boat to the island. The islands are right next to each other, so the distance of the trip wasn't that great. By boat, it was a leisurely 30 minutes to the island. When we reached the pier, there was a boat to the island that was anchored. We saw a figure waving at us. Oh!
Jessica!
George Nissan! I'm sorry. Why? There is a big difference between these two images. Nissan, it's been so freaking long. Ah, Jessica-chan, it's been years since I saw you. You've gotten taller again, haven't you? Yeah, don't give me that. It's embarrassing when you say it every year. Hey, Aniki, you've got to be kidding me. Is that really Jessica? Wait a sec, George. Is that big guy Battler? We both stare at each other. She definitely didn't look like that in my memories. But if I do remember her crazy way of talking. Yo, Jessica!
Jessica!
This seems friendly, and she seems more like she hates him. Sexual harassment. Yo, Jessica! What's this now? You're kidding, you look like a woman now. You managed to get a chest!
Harassment like a minute ago!
What the heck? Mia, you know what I was telling you in the car today?
No.
You know what I was telling you? That gives me that vibes.
That was alright though, okay? He's great. He's just like from Love Live, okay?
Let me rub them!
Does Zoe Tojo do her thing? That one can be a person as well.
Let me rub them. Let me. Don't screw around me with that. I'm a blushy flower of 18. Oh, thank fucking Christ. She's 18. Of course my hair grew longer and I got these. What, you think I got boobs just to get fondled by you, loser? And speaking of, sure you got all ridiculously huge, but did you get stronger too? Don't screw with me. I'll show you how much training I've done since back then. You're pissing me off. I'll beat you at your own game. This headstrong's girl name is... She was born under the same unlucky star as me, sharing the same kind of weird name. Anyway, it's pronounced Jessica. She's Dad's older brother's daughter. How many fucking people are there in this family? That older brother happens to be the oldest son of the Ushiro Miya family, so for now it means Jessica is the direct family heir. Since Jessica and I are the same age and sometimes had little boy-girl squabbles with each other, we've always been used to fighting and joking around together, whenever the relatives gather. Jessica grew up more quickly, so she always had me beat in terms of size and physical strength. When we scuffled in a context of strength, it was usually went Jessica's way. So even though I realized I'd grow bigger, part of my mind was still convinced that I couldn't beat Jessica. Whoa! What are you getting all serious for? Ow! Hey, this is nothing. Jessica, you've gotten weak. Shut up! I'm a girl. Of course I wouldn't beat a guy with physical strength forever, right? Well, you've got a point there. The meat I put on my arms all went to your chest. Looks like it'd be a pretty even test of strength between my arms and your boobs, don't you think? I'm keeping it on sexual harassment if he keeps talking this way about Jessica. I've told you my boobs aren't for you to feel up. They're cousins!
Well, no, wait until you see him talk about Shannon.
Jesus. Besides...
Okay, I don't want to get too far ahead, though.
Okay, how
This
about...
seems like completely weirder when I say this. but by the end of the story, this part seems way less weird.
Oh my god.
I won't say why though.
I'm gonna assume that they're not actually related. Did your cute
I
little
won't
elephant...
say it's not what you'd expect though.
Okay. Did your cute little elephant son get bigger? Whoa! What the fuck?
What?
Did your cute little elephant son get a bit bigger to go with the rest of you? Is this woman talking about this man's dick? Stop it, idiot! No, you perv. I'll be ruined for marriage. Don't touch my... Mia! What have you gotten me to play?
I'm telling you, this is some of the worst it gets.
Don't say stuff about people gonna misinterpret. Honestly, I was so surprised at how feminine Jessica had become that I had to joke around like an idiot to hide it. Well, considering what a bossy brat she was 6 years ago, anyone would be surprised. And I guess she's just as surprised. She probably wasn't expecting to lose to me in a test of strength. After losing that easily, she must be shocked at how much I've grown in the past 6 years. 6 years. Once again, I'm being shown just what a huge gap of time that was. Crap, total defeat. It's like I'm no match for you anymore. That's not true. Even Batlogan must have his weaknesses, right, Maria-chan? Is it? Fall! Push him in. Push him into the water. Shh, cut it out, Maria. Just let's keep that a secret, okay? Fall? The hell are you talking about? Sorry, but there's no chance you'll see that weakness of mine now. After all, the nightmare plane trip is already over and done with. Only thing left is the nice, quiet splashing of a boat ride. I never thought I'd start loving the piece of junk boat this much. Huh? Georgie-san, is there something wrong with his head? You'll understand soon. Very soon. At the time, I didn't get what Anakin meant by that big smile. Ooh, Grandma. What do we have here? Oh, Battle-san. How big have you grown? Who is it this time? It's an old lady with an apron. Oh yeah, that takes me back. I remember now. You remember her, right? It's Kumasawa-san, the servant. I could never forget you, Kumasawa-bachan. After all, you haven't aged a bit in the past 6 years. If anything, I'd say you're looking younger than ever. Oh! Lately, my skin's been getting quite smooth and silky. And look, hasn't my chest gotten bigger as well? Old lady, what the fuck? How's she like a little pill? Ah!
This was not in the manga!
What is this? Mia! What have you got me to play? Oh, no, I think this one's worse. I think this one's worse. If this is sexual harassment, Battle-chan, this is sexual harassment, Grandma. You're kidding, right? My breast buttonly is strictly limited to bouncy girls. I was quite bouncy in my youth. Sew it down, make it bouncy. Don't be shy. Fantasy has consent. This can't go off my channel. Yeah, give me a break. It's girls I'm looking for, not grannies. The jokes I cracked about Jessica were being turned against me. Come to think of it, Kumasawa has always been the type to tease people. Kumasawa-san, stop that now. Yes, please stop that now. People with 1 foot in the coffin shouldn't jump around. To sport with the young is the most rejuvenating medicine. Oh, whoops. Oh-ho? Oh-ho? Aha! It's rare for you to come pick us up, Kumasawa-san. I wonder what's gotten into you. Usually your lumbago kicks in whenever someone gives you a job to do. I like how she's the only one who has actual, like, a giggle and not a laugh like this. Oh ho ho ho, Eva-sama.
Wait, you want me to voice the granny? Can I voice the granny whenever she comes on?
Go for it.
Eva-sama, you're as harsh as ever.
I found myself with some urgent purchases to make, and while I was at it, I thought I could come welcome you all! Although it does give a bad impression if the one waiting to greet you is a decrepit old woman.
Aunt Ava spoke sarcastically, but Kumasawa Bachan's years of experience were nothing to sneeze at. She was more than capable of smoothly and coolly deflecting that comment. Well, it feels bad to say, but Kumasawa Bachan may be past her prime as a servant. She might act as though she's in good health, but between the headaches and her lumbago... Lumbago? What the fuck's lumbago?
What is that?
I'm assuming it's like a lumbar support or some shit? Lumbago.
According to the AI overview, it's a common condition characterized by pain in the lumbar region of the spine, between the lower ribs and the buttocks.
Low back
Do not tell Battler where that is. Trust him.
Okay, so it's just low back pain.
Yeah.
The headaches and her low back pain, her body is wearing out. To tell her the truth, the very fact that she's still working is impressive. How old is she again this year? She must be pushing 80 at least. It's incredible that she's still able to act so cheerily. You seem to be getting more and more lively. Oh, that's right. Here you are. It's the tea I told you all about before. Look, I bought you some. Please do try it later on. Aunt Rosa took a souvenir bag out of her suitcase. To think that she remembered the promise that she'd apparently made last year and faithfully brought it. This sort of thoughtfulness was just like Aunt Rosa. She wasn't the kind of person who would forget or break a promise. Kumasawa Bachan seemed deeply touched, not only that Aunt Rosa had remembered this year old promise, but that she would bring a gift to a simple servant like her. This woman is Kumasawa Chiyo-san. She's a senior servant who's been working at the Urashima head family household for many years. As you'd expect for someone her age, manual labor isn't her strong point, but she's still kind of a super servant who can handle just about anything else, from kitchen work to cleaning and laundry. It seems like her only flaw is a tendency to slack off. I hear she tries to get away from heavy or troublesome work by playing up her chronic diseases. In Kumasawa Bachan's case, this was probably a sign of craftiness rather than laziness. Though it probably doesn't impress those paying her salary. Oh well, even if she's a pretty flaky when it comes to work, I could never dislike her. I guess that's probably because of her cheerfulness and her constant smile. Hey, glad to see you're still in fine spirits. How's your back doing then? Even with the medicine, it's not...
I'm the old woman.
Oh, sorry.
Even with the medicine, it's not getting one whit better. According to the doctor, nothing can be done for this one. It's what you call an incurable disease.
Anyway, Jessica-chan just keeps getting prettier. Good thing she takes after Natsuhine-san. Oh, Natsuhi. After Natsuhine-san. I should probably fucking check if I'm dyslexic. Jesus. Good thing she takes after Natsuhine-san. Really? Personally, I don't think we look alike at all. I mean, I don't even want to be like my parents. Natsuhi is the only name that's not in English. Because, like, I got zero respect for him. Now, you shouldn't say such things. Though, there are quite a few people who don't want to be like their parents in our family. Ha! That's me! You sure as hell better not take after me. Your nose is looking like mine already pisses me off. What are you talking about? You're surprisingly alike, you and your father. Come on, you can't be serious. Just how am I like Dad? You're a lot like him, especially with how arrogant and prideful you are. father's blood especially strong in you and Nissan. Wouldn't you say, Reza? Oh, absolutely. Kraft's Nissan and Rudolph Nissan are almost unbelievably like Dad. Alright. Already, why am I the only one under fire from the girls? Hideyoshi Nissan, give me a hand, please. My, Rudolph-kun, you've always so popular with the ladies. I'm jealous.
Hoo hoo hoo! As usual, you're popular enough to make me jealous. Well then, everyone, shall we head over to the boat? Come now, Maria-san! Let's get on the boat together, okay?
Get on the boat together. Ooh. Everyone gets on together. Ooh. Well, hell yes, this is my first time around. I'm not going to be scared. I'm used to being shaken by the waves. With that piece of junk fishing boat, I'm less afraid of the shaking than the engine breaking down and the boat drifting off. Ah yes, Battle-kun, I forgot to tell you. That fishing boat was completely worn out, so it was taken out of commission a few years back. Now we get taken to the island in a different boat. Alright. It's Battler's first time in the new boat. It's super comfy. And frickin' fast. It can get you at crazy high speeds. Oh. That means less travel time, right? That sounds great! Having to worry about the sinking is less scary than being on a plane. But it'd still be awesome to get over with as quickly as possible. Is Battler going to fall again? That's only on airplanes. Everything's fine now. Anyway, it's the captain's pride and joy. A kind of modded high-speed boat. Seems like he's got it pretty souped up. He was bragging about how he attached 4 base high-efficiency propellers to make it break 40 knots or something like that. He talks about it all the time, so I've sort of memorized the spiel.
What in the Redstone?
Yeah, I've got it memorized too, since we hear about it every year. The captain says he's been obsessed with modding ever since he lost the speed contest with a foreign boat ages ago. According to him, that opponent managed to break 30 knots with a fishing boat. And his thirst for a revenge match got him to build an awesome all-new super high-speed modded boat. I'm sure you'll just love it, Battler. Super high-speed modded boat? My first thought was that this would be much better than some beat-up boat that might sink at any moment, but for some reason, I got this feeling of foreboding. Probably just overthinking it. Hey Battler, maybe you should just swim to the island. Battle-kun, you shouldn't lean over the railing too much. You might fall. Ooh, fall! Fall! Damn it! So this is why you're all grinning back there. So this super high-speed boat that Captain started modding. Oh yes, that piece of junk fishing boat from 6 years ago doesn't hold a candle to this guy. Whoa! It's shaking! It's shaking! It's shaking! I'm gonna fall! 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 Ooh! Gonna fall! 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 If I fall, I'll land in the ocean and drown. Where's the parachute? I mean, where's the boy? Give me a life jacket! Wow! Battler, what the heck are you doing that for? Jessica-chan, Maria-chan, it's not nice to tease. Battle-kun, if you're scared, then just don't come out on the deck. I think you'll be able to calm down a bit if you go inside the boat. That's no. Thank you, Aniki. Shipwreck victims are always the ones inside the boat. The survivors are usually those on the deck during the accident. So I'm staying right here. But it's shaking. I'm gonna fall. This is me, honestly. Shake, gonna fall. Oh, shake, gonna fall. Ooh. Maria, I told you to behave yourself. But Battle-kun, it looks like you really can't handle it. I'm gonna tell the captain to slow down for you. Whoa! Aunt Rosa, thank you! I can tell you now that slave slow driving is definitely the way to be on the sea, to go even on the sea. Heh. Don't do that, Rosa. Trials and tribulations are important for young men. Isn't that right, Battler-kun? You better be able to overcome a little scare like this, otherwise you'll never be able to go to Egypt with your aunt. Whoa! Aunt Eva, you're so mean! Oh no, I'm gonna fall! Life jacket, parachute! Whoa! Wait, I'm gonna spin it around and think that way. What's the enemy aiming for? Is he doing this to scare me? If he's aiming... What the fuck? That are just confusing. So after I made a huge fool of myself for a while, Aunt Rosa had a talk with the boat captain and he slowed down to a more manageable speed for me. Haha, that's a bit better. Thought I was gonna die earlier. Apparently the max speed I can tolerate is extremely slow. But that was now just completely insane. The whole boat was shaking, sliding and leaping on the ocean surface. I felt like I was riding on the back of a flying fish. Jessica was still guffawing at me as I leaned against the railing, tired and disheartened. Lost in that strength context earlier, but I'm glad to know I'm no worse off where it really counts. But seriously, damn it, go ahead and laugh. One of these days I'm gonna find your weakness and get back at you. And then your boobs will be mine to squish.
Brooklyn, when you're looking back at this scene after you've read the entire thing, you'll think, you!
Yeah, good luck with that. Ooh, battler all week. Yeah, battler all week. I want to die on land and not in the ocean or the sky. Maria was patting my back, so I patted her head in return. Her expression was blank as usual, but I realized that she wanted to console me. Battler-kun, the captain's throwing in drinks to make up for this. Would you like one to calm yourself down? George, Aniki, and Kumasawa Bachan brought us all ice-cold cans of soft drink covered with beads of water. Judging from Kurosawa's big grin, our parents inside the boat were all probably rolling around laughing at my moments of pure terror. Damn it, I'm so embarrassed. I can't bear to face any of them. If I didn't change the subject somehow, I had the feeling that I'd be the butt of everyone's joke for the whole trip, so I decided to think of something harmless to talk about. Hey, Jessica. How's Uncle Kraus and Aunt Nazi? Oh! Kraus is the older brother, right? And Nazi are doing? My old man and mum? Unfortunately, they're fine. Though every other word out of their mouth is study, study, which pisses me off. I'm so jealous, since it doesn't look like Uncle Hideyoshi or Uncle Rudolph would say stuff like that. Ha! Oh no. Before I had my exams, my parents kept pressing me over and over about it. I thought it was annoying then, but now I'm grateful. Ha! I knew it. You really are awesome, Aniki. Anyways, I had to look after myself. No one tells me what to do. Well, it's not like I'd listen if they did.
Hee hee hee! Badler-san! Have you not returned to your parents' home?
Well, I kind of go back now and then. I've got lots of clothes and stuff still left at the house I was living in until recently. Ew? Battler has 2 houses? Something like that. Why? Why do you have- oh, did Battler's parents divorce? Ew? Only Maria, who couldn't grasp the situation, voiced this naive question. However, the others just shot nervous glances at me, choosing not to respond even though they knew the answer. Maria! Look, you can see the harbor now. Look over there. Can you see it? Ooh, saw the harbor. Apparently Jessica was trying to be nice by changing the subject. Ah well, I'd rather not talk about it if I can help it. But it's uncomfortable to have it treated like some sort of weird taboo. I don't mind it much myself anymore. I may be a member of the Urashima family, but the truth is that for these last 6 years I've been living with my grandparents on my late mother's side, and I've even been using her family name of late mother, so his mother's dead.
Battler with she, her pronouns.
Battler with she, her pronouns. Sexual harassment with she, her pronouns. Oh wait, that's Kurosawa. That's not Kurosawa, what's her name?
Kumasawa. Kumasawa.
Who was Kurosawa? I read something recently with Kurosawa in it.
I think that's just Ruby and Daya from Love Live, their last name.
Hold on. Kurosawa manga. Okay, that's not. I can't remember which fucking. I think it's one of the lesbian books that had a character with a Kurosawa surname.
Yeah, Love Live.
I don't read Love Live. When those grandparents passed away, one after the other, I basically had no choice but to go back and live with the old bastard. Don't get me wrong, I didn't just run away from home or anything like that. The only one at fault here is my dad. I don't really blame Kiri-san. Being able to hold that old bastard's reins and ride him out is no mean feat. Still, the way the old bastard betrayed my mum, well, unfortunately, I still haven't fully gotten over that. So I'm assuming the dad cheated on the mum with Kiri, and same way that Rana's parents divorced, something like that. And then what's it called? Then Battler's mum died or something like that.
Something like that. We'll get to that at some point.
Well, that's my guess at this point. We'll be getting there soon. Giordano cleared his throat, trying to change the subject. Please forgive my indiscretion. Oh, this is you.
Oh, please forgive my indiscretion. It seems this old woman has said too much already. If I have hurt your feelings.
Heh, I don't mind it, and no one's feelings are hurt. Don't worry, Kumasawa-Bachan. Kumasawa seemed to regret speaking out of turn, but I was more concerned that I was being worried for something like that, so I stood up and passed it off lightly. After that, I had a sip of my drink and headed over to Maria and Jessica, who were gazing at the silhouette of the island. Ew. Battler, I saw the island! There! Ooh, ooh, ooh. Where is it? Oh, I see it now. Even after 6 years, the island hasn't changed a bit.
At this point, I really hope I'm not going to accidentally blurt out spoilers. I'm going to try my hardest.
Well, I think what I'm going to do, right, is I'm going to do a brief edit of this and then probably publish these as VOD style things.
Good idea.
And then I'll just upload them on Mondays, I guess. Umineko Monday.
Umineko Mondays, yes!
Because it's easier than me going through and cutting up everything if it's going to be so long. Actually, what time stamp is this?
Absolutely! Yeah, that might be the easiest thing to do.
Let me just make a note. 1:23.
Ushiramiya Mondays!
Yes.
With Mia sometimes. I hope I'm there all the time.
Shiramiya Mondays with Mia in Brooklyn and sometimes Leisha, I guess. If she wants to watch.
Yeah. If she wants to. How are you feeling so far, Leisha?
I'm honestly really confused.
As you should be! As you should be!
These are the question arcs after all.
I just would like to say, What is this? They are family, they are
Battler
cousins.
is actually such a good character, okay? Get past this part. You guys all love Battler, okay?
Incest. What?
The boobs.
Move past the boobs, okay?
The small island silhouette in front of us had gotten pretty close. This island's name is Rokkenjima. It's a small island about 10 kilometers around, located in the Izu archipelago. Since they call this archipelago the Izu 7, lots of people think there are only 7 islands, but that's not true. There's actually several more, and Rokkenjima is one of the minor islands that don't get counted. Even if that weren't the case, I doubt you find many people who knew about this island. Only people connected to the Ushiramiya family ever go there. In other words, outsiders and tourists never have any reason to care about it. So you'll never find this island's name in a travel brochure. After all, Rokkenjima is an estate possessed by the Ushiramiya family, or head family. Only the Ushiramiya family lives there, and only people connected to the Ushiramiya family come and go from there. There's nothing except a harbour and a mansion. The vast majority of the island is still just uncultivated forest. Such a waste when it could be made into a nice golf course or something. Jesus.
Thinking like they're rich after all.
Yeah. However, when you realize the entire coastline is a private beach, it starts to sound pretty magnificent. You've probably guessed it by now, but to put it simply, well, the Ushiramiya family is just rolling in dough. The head family apparently possesses a vast fortune, and Dad and the others who make up the branch families have built up plenty of wealth for themselves, finding success in their respective businesses. I've been living a commoner's life at my grandparents' home for these 6 years, so I've completely forgotten. But the old bastard's house is really elegant, and everything about it is tuned to match the snobbish taste of the annoyingly rich. Come to think of it, I guess that makes George, Anarchy, Jessica, Maria, and me... Jessica! Maria and me wealthy high-class gentlemen and ladies. Needless to say, none of us think of ourselves that way at all. I don't see myself being rich, and George Anarchy, who takes self-discipline very seriously, doesn't get himself too comfortable. Jessica is always complaining that she'd rather move to the city than be rich. And Maria is still a kid who isn't even interested in money at all. Does this attitude really make us any less snobbish? From the perspective of the people in poverty who can't pay the bills, we really must been blessed with a lot. This isn't the place to explain any further, so I won't. Rude. Anyway, it's the same as not being able to choose the parents you're born from. I didn't ask to be born into a rich family, and I don't think this is really something to be envied. It can be pretty trying when people are prejudiced against you just because you're rich and refuse to judge you by your own merits. As I pondered these sentimental thoughts, Maria started shouting and leaning over the railing. Gone. What's wrong, Maria? Did you drop something? Gone. Maria kept yelling, gone. At first it sounded as though she had dropped something, but while she shouted, she pointed out over the ocean. What's wrong? What's gone? I'll go look for it too if you want. What is it? If she'd dropped something, she would have probably looked down at the floor, but Maria was pointing out over the ocean. One would assume by that gesture she had spotted something, but she kept saying that something wasn't there. Strange. However, since my last memories of this place came from 6 years ago, I was able to spot it before Anarchy, who comes here every year. Huh? If I remember correctly, wasn't there a torii or something at the top of the small... crag? What's a crag? Down here. That's right, it was definitely there. I remember it well since, as we get closer to the island, it's the first thing to greet us like a landmark. Wow, you're amazing, Battler. Even though it's been there 6 years, you remembered. It was here, wasn't it? I remember it too. The tutelary god's shrine and that Tory-like thing was standing all alone on that crag. Okay, what's a crag? I need to know what a crag is. Google, what's a crag? No, not the crag. What does crag mean? Okay, a steep or rugged cliff or rock face. And now that you mention it, they're gone, aren't they? I'm pretty sure they were still there last year. Gone. Gone. Ew. Maybe they were washed away by the waves or something. It was a small crag, so it probably got worn away over time. Well, that's my theory too. It was last summer that it disappeared, but they say...
They spit enormous and smash the shrine! The fishermen whisper that the impossible fall upon a tutelary god must be a portent of approaching misfortune! Kuwabara, Kuwabara, Capybara, Capybara.
Kookaburra, Kookaburra, Capybara, Capybara. Kumasawa-san smiled impishly, as if teasing us, rubbing her hands together while intoning a Japanese phrase meant to ward off lightning. Oh. That's what that was. But we were just saying things that rhymed with it. However, Maria apparently took this seriously and stared fixedly over the ocean where the crag housing the shrine god was supposed to be. A portent of misfortune. Ew. Enough, Kurosawa-san. Maria isn't old enough to understand that kind of joke. It's okay, Maria-chan. It's just a coincidence. Nothing scary is gonna happen. George Anarchy put a hand on Maria's shoulder to calm her down, but Maria's sharp-eyed expression didn't waver. Ducky is playing Elden Ring. Misfortune. Misfortune. Maria muttered that word over and over. Apparently, repeating a single word over and over is a habit of Maria's had for a long time.
Oh yeah, fun fact everyone, but Maria's autistic.
Oh, slay.
Yeah.
However, since the word she was saying was literally an ill omen, it was a bit creepy.
One of us. One of us. One of us. One of us.
Hey now, Maria.
No, the thing is, I am slightly terrified because I too am the autistic daughter of the fourth eldest child of 4 kids on both sides of my families. So, yeah, I don't know. Kind of scared.
Mia and Maria, what? Same person. Same person.
Same person?
Same person, question mark?
Same person? Question mark? Exactly.
Damn, you're rich? Question mark.
Oh, found out my secret. Oh no.
Oh no. Oh, if you say it over and over like that, misfortune would really end up happening, you know. I tapped Maria's other shoulder. Maria whipped her head around, stared onto my face, and spoke unblinkingly. Ooh, misfortune is coming. Huh? And just where is that coming from? I answered lightheartedly, trying to break the tension in the air. At that moment, Maria held up a finger, raised her arm high, and pointed up to the heavens. When I looked up, I saw the sky was just as still as cloudy, but it had grown a great deal more leaden than it had been this morning. That's right. They were saying a typhoon was approaching. We had planned to spend one night on the island, but if the storm doesn't pass quickly, I won't be able to make it to school on Monday. Oh, because that's a fucking...
True nightmares.
Yeah.
True nightmares.
The true nightmare's gone back to fucking school. Well, I guess it makes for a pretty good excuse to be absent. Ooh. She apparently sensed some kind of misfortune in the clouds in this cloudy sky. She's muttering non-stop for a while now. Girls at Maria's age tend to be very impressionable. She's just about the age that many girls start to get excited about sixth senses and whether they have any psychic potential and stuff. For all we know, this might be due to a childish nature or sensitive nature. Okay, Maria-chan. Oh, it's okay, Maria-chan. The weather might get worse tonight, but tomorrow it'll clear up and become a pretty blue sky. Ooh. Pretty blue sky. Ooh. That's right, by tomorrow it'll be a pretty blue sky. There's no rain that doesn't end, and no clouds that never clear. Ooh. Rain that doesn't end. Clouds that never clear. Ooh. I know the typhoon's coming, but it'll soon go away. It'll be okay, Maria. Ooh. 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 Maria started yelling ooh. It looked as though she was having a tantrum because no one could understand what she was trying to say. What in the world is Maria trying so desperately to warn us about? Unable to understand her, we couldn't help but feel a vague sense of misfortune. I've heard that everyone can feel supernatural, but it weakens as you age. That might mean that Maria, the youngest of us, still possesses some kind of sense that the rest of us had lost. I wonder if that sense is sending her a warning. At that moment, Kumasawa-san quietly opened her mouth.
Well, I'm getting ready.
Rumor has it that long ago Rokkenjiba was...
Kumasawa-san! Let's not talk about that now. Just as Kumasawa-san was about to tell some kind of story, Jessica sharply interrupted her. Jessica's tone was extremely firm for her. I wanted to push her further, just out of simple curiosity. But judging by the look on Jessica's face, whatever Kumasawa-bachan was likely to say would probably make Maria even more uneasy.
Okay, you're cutting off my line.
Too bad. If I did try to press her for the story, the odds were pretty good that it wouldn't be anything bright and cheery.
Ho ho ho! I do apologize about that. The wind here is about to bear for the elderly, so if you would excuse me for now.
Gossipers have no reason to hang around after they've been told to stop chatting. When Kumasawa-san finally realized that she'd overstepped her bounds, she went back inside the boat. After she left, Uncle Hideyoshi showed up in her place. Since he'd arrived mid-conversation, he'd completely failed to notice the complicated atmosphere that hung about the scene. So he's refreshingly and unwittingly swept that atmosphere aside. So in the end, it was his lack of tact that brightened the mood. Looks like we're almost there. There. Okay, just a bit more.
He becomes Texan or something.
Took forever at the speed we went today, didn't it? Wonder whose fault that was. Haha. Oh, Uncle Hideyoshi, give me a break already. Come on, don't stop there. Seriously, thanks to Butler, it's taking forever. Ooh. Maria probably thought that everyone was still refusing to listen to her. She hung her head, wearing a fretful expression. As she did, Georgianiki crouched down to meet her eyes and spoke to her kindly. Maria-chan, there's nothing to be afraid of. Because we're all together. There's nothing to be afraid of if we're together. Go ahead and say it. There's nothing to be afraid of if we're together. Yes, there's nothing to be afraid of when we're with each other. That's right, exactly what Georgianiki said. If we stick together, there'll never be anything to be afraid of. Right, Jessica? Yeah,
Jessica!
No doubt about it. What George Oni-san says is always true, Maria. George Oni-chan, always true. Yes, I don't lie. So, trust me. There's nothing to be afraid of if we're all together. George, Oni-chan doesn't lie. I trust you. There's nothing to be afraid of if we're all together. Ooh, not afraid. Maria jumped into George Anaki's arms and hugged him tightly. After Anaki patted her head, she jumped away. Her facial expressions had undergone a 180-degree change in turning back to normal. She was once again, the ordinary Maria. Ooh, there's nothing to be afraid of anymore, because we're together. Ooh. Yeah, that's it. You look all better now. You're strong, and that's awesome. Ooh, I'm awesome. Hey now, what's going on here? Maria-chan didn't get seasick, did she? Haha, well, something like that. We'll be arriving soon. The harbour was already drawing near. Oh, pretty flowers. Oh. Am I halfway through the chapter?
No, you are definitely not halfway through the chapter, Brooklyn.
Damn. This always comes up halfway through an episode though, so why is this here?
I don't know!
Oh.
You are not halfway through a chapter though, Brooklyn.
What is this cryptic message? We docked at the harbour. The boat driver came out and jumped to the pier with a mooring rope. A large man in a tuxedo was waiting there for us with a warm smile. I didn't recognize his face, but judging by his clothes, I guess he was a servant for the Ushiromiya household.
Oh wait, I think I know what that was for before. I think that was just telling the time. Because it was a clock.
Okay. Welcome home, milady. I like looking between the two images. I find it very fun. Thanks for caring. Oh, whoops. This moron got so scared we had to slow. It was seriously annoying. Shut up. Someday, when the shoe's on the other foot, you'll remember this. At this rate, word will spread to the whole family, and I'll be the big conversation piece during dinner. Even without this, everyone would be talking about me because of that 6-year gap, but now I've given them an even juicier topic. Damn it. Why does the Ushiromiya head household have to live in this isolated island? Okay, I'm gonna be back in a second. I really need to go to the bathroom. Okay, we're back. We're back. Slay. Sorry, I'm getting pinged from Leisha.
Same.
Slay. Okay, in the meantime, the boat had finished its mooring. A small plank was lowered so that we could get down. One by one, our parents came from inside the boat. You must all be quite tired from your long trip. Madam, please allow me to assist you. Thank you. It's been such a while, Goda-san. How are you? I thank you for your concern. It's always my pleasure to serve. This isn't the same butler from the start of the thing. This is a different one, isn't it?
That is the same one.
It is? Okay.
It's the same one. Gouda-san.
Gouda. Butler-kun, isn't this your first time meeting Goda-san? If I'm not mistaken, you were working here 6 years ago, right? Indeed. So please allow me to greet him for the first time. It is an honor to meet you, Battler-sama. I'm pretty confident about my height, but you're huge! This is definitely our first meeting. I'd never forget a big guy like you. Damn, talking about tits and now talking about how big the guy is. Gay.
Oh, gay. Yeah, very gay.
It's a pleasure. I'm Battler. I was looking forward to meet you. I'm Goda, your servants, and I have been working for the Ushiromiya family head since the year before last. It's a pleasure to make your acquaintance. If there's anything you need, please feel free to rely on me at any time. Goda-san, it's been some time. It's been too long, George-sama. Please allow me to assist you. As usual, you're a pro at welcoming guests. If you ever need a job, just let me know, okay? Thank you. Sorry. My wonderful girlfriend has brought me tea.
Aww.
Mia says thank you, babe.
Beatrice, be happy that you made your girlfriend tea. Maybe you won't die now.
What?
What? I'm impersonating Maria, thank you.
Oh, okay. I was very confused. You do me too much honor. I just read you do me, and I was like, excuse me? Please
No,
allow me
do you want to let you know,
someone.
Umineko was also quite gay. I won't get into why, but it's quite gay.
You have told me that before.
It is gay.
Is gay. During Pride Month? Is gay?
I know, right?
Goda-san then lent a hand to everyone as they disembarked, greeting them as they passed. His speech and mannerisms had the refined polish of a professional. He was very graceful in contrast with his initially tough-looking appearance. His large size made him seem a bit scary at first, but he was much more polite than my first impression had led me to believe. He claimed to have sort of served on this island for 2 years, but he had doubtless worked a similar job somewhere before. After everybody disembarked at the mooring rope was untied and the boat started to steer away from the harbour. It was probably returning to its home port on Nijima. The captain waved his hand to farewell. Maria conscientiously waved her hand back. Now that I think about it, that must be why I felt something out of place for a while now. I can't hear the cries of the seagulls. Oh my god, Umineko? Oh my god!
Umineko?
He said the thing, Umineko? That
Sea
was
cat?
Sea cat? Umineko? The birds? If I remember correctly, whenever we came to this island in the past, the seagulls always greeted us with their lively nya nya cries. Because of that, whenever I hear the cries of seagulls anywhere else, I get the feeling that I'm coming to a family conference. Except for the small part of the island where those of the Ushidomiya family live. Rokkenjima has been left uncultivated, which apparently makes it a perfect paradise for wild birds. Supposedly, there was a cliff somewhere that housed a huge seagull colony, so this island was always full of seagulls. Not having those seagulls here to greet us made me feel a bit lonely. Maybe it was that thing, the Torii gates. What's wrong, Battler-kun? Aunt Rosa. Nah, it's nothing really. I was just thinking it was a bit lonely here without the cries of the seagulls. My, that's true. Now that you mention it, even though they're always so noisy, today there doesn't seem to be one seen. Ooh? Why no seagulls? Maybe because the seagulls are having a get-together somewhere else too? Maria, did you want to go see the seagulls? Ooh, wanted to see them. I'm doing the thing again. Still, it's
Not the uwu?
Not the uwu. Tea. I'm trying not to burn my tongue. It's a bit strange that there isn't even a single one around. Maybe Jessica grilled them and ate them. Uwu? The hell, don't say disturbing stuff like that. You'll get Maria believing it. Uwu! Jessica Oni-chan grilled them. Jessica One-chan. Oh, I said Oni-chan. Jessica One-chan grilled them. Jessica One-chan grilled them. Yes, Battler's a woman and Jessica is a man. I have trans them. I did not. Why the hell would I do something like that? That's right. Jessica grilled them. Skin and meatballs, liver and onions. Swim in meat dolls. Liver and onion. Ooh. Ha ha ha. As I made fun of Jessica, Maria tagged along, looking like she was having fun. Oh, I never guessed that she would be such a good sport. Alrighty then. From today on, I make you my #1 follower. So, to be fair, I feel like this duo is me and Mia, to be quite honest. Even though there's another duo in the game that we definitely are.
We definitely are them. But we're also them.
But we're also Maria and Battler.
Yeah.
Looking overjoyed, possibly because she was happy about this little connection we'd made with each other. That's not it, Maria-chan. I've heard wild birds are attuned to changes in the weather and the atmospheric pressure. The weather will probably get worse tonight. The seagulls might have returned to their nests early. Ooh, not grilled? Jessica Onetan didn't grill them? No, I wouldn't do something like that. Battler, you admit that, right? That you lied? Battler-kun, Maria-chan is a naive girl, so she takes even jokes seriously. You should choose your jokes more carefully. George Aniki gently scolded me. Even though I'd outstripped Aniki in height, Aniki was Aniki, of course. There was no choice but to obediently apologize. Sure, my bad. Maria, that was a joke. The seagulls are taking it easier in their nests today, that's all. Battler lied? George Oni-chan told the truth? Had she actually been tricked despite all that fun she was having? Her eyes were pure and made me feel guilty. Maybe I went a little overboard with her after all. Yeah, that's right. What George Aniki said is true. The weather's bad, so they probably went home for the day. It doesn't mean they're gone. Right, Aunt Rosa? That's right. Tomorrow when the weather gets better, I'm sure they'll come back and you will hear them cry meow meow like they always do. Hold on. I'm like fixing up my hair.
He's mewing.
I'll wait until the weather gets better and they'll come back. Gonna wait until tomorrow. Gonna wait until the weather's better. Maria was in a lighter mood and was looking forward to tomorrow when the seagulls would come back and fill the skies. Oh wait, it's A. Still, George Aniki really was amazing at taking care of kids. I think I remember Aniki taking good care of me as well when I was a brat 6 years ago. 360.
I'm everywhere, I'm so Julia.
I'm everywhere, I'm so Bella.
That is so him though. That is so him.
That is. Aniki, that's probably your gift. George-kun is amazing at taking care of young kids. If you wanted to, I'll bet you do a great job in childcare, don't you think? Yeah, it's almost like George Nissan was born to do something like that. Personally, I think it would suit you better than doing business at some company president's office. Oh no, childcare is a fine career path, but it's not a job where merely liking children is enough. You really are modest, George-kun. But Battler-kun is quite good with children as well. Just a second ago, even though it didn't last long, Maria seemed to be having a lot of fun. Please keep on playing with her like you did just now. Just choose your jokes more carefully, okay? I like that the adults get giggle. Aunt Rosa winked at me, giggling a little. She's a real mother. Though I thought to myself, who's happy to see Maria having fun. Come on, Rosa. And you brats too, what the hell are you doing? Let's get going. I'm giving him a Bogan accent.
Yes.
Okay, we're coming. The old bastard was waving us to hurry up. Yeah, we needed to get moving. We might as well have this conversation after setting our luggage down in our rooms. Now then, everybody allow me to lead you to the guest house, where you'll be spending the night. Please, this way. Goda-san called to everyone and led the way. Kumasawa-san brought up the rear.
No!
Me is so many different characters in this. Kumasawa-san is one of them.
That's my role. That's who I'm gonna play in Umineko, the live-action movie.
The live-action movie. A serpentine twisting path led us through a dim forest. It ran uphill a bit. I'd guess the path was made all twisty so the slope wouldn't seem so steep. But personally, I'd been happier if they'd had the guts to make stairs in a straight line. No doubt they made the path twist on purpose, to put on the airs of distance and importance. Before long, we saw a garden-style stone steps. From here on, I do have some memories. Go up these and, at the top of the stone steps, we saw a beautiful guest house. Its facade was lovely, of course, but more importantly, we couldn't enter its doors without having our hearts stolen away by the splendour of the beautiful rose gardens before it. Ah! It's as beautiful as it is every year. A real delight for the eyes. After climbing the stone steps, the people greeted by this rose garden gave voice to their impressions one by one. Is it just me, or are the flowers a little less lively this year? It's probably because it wasn't that hot this summer. I also believe that was a factor. Sadly, this year blooming is a tad inferior compared to last year's. Even so, it was a delightful rose garden. I remembered that even 6 years ago, huge numbers of roses had greeted us every year. This rose garden was the first thing that greeted the people who came to Rock and Jimmer. Even our parents who came by every year couldn't help but give voice to their admiration. In fact, it seemed to have undergone a power-up from the garden in my memories of 6 years ago. This place is always so amazing. It would be really wonderful to have a rose garden like this at home. Give it up! Who you think would care for that? Roses are a real pain with bugs and disease to worry about. I don't know what this accent is. I need to go more in the nose. I start to sound like Kath from Kath. No, I'm not even sounding like Kath. Because if I'm sounding like Kath, it's Kimmy. Look at me. Look at me, Kimmy. I'm trying to.
Battler, Kimmy.
I need to go up in the nose and talk from the throat and up in the nose and talk in the throat.
Sound like.
Well, from what I've heard, Kiri-san takes care of her roses every day and makes sure no bugs get anywhere near it, right? Huh? What are you talking about? I don't fucking sound bogan. What? 1 second. That's right. Even though this person's case, the rose goes after the insects, like some nasty carnivorous plants. Oh, if that's what you mean. Come on, Rosa. Can't give you the rest of that just for today. I've put that sort of. Why am I going British?
Rudolph's going everywhere.
I put that sort of thing completely behind me. I wonder. After all, you're a womanizer on an almost genetic level. No need to worry, Rosa-san. When a rose gives you too much trouble, it's always best to snip it at the root. This is you.
Such a frightening talk this is!
Guys who are popular with the ladies are always forced to live dangerously. I sure hope I turn out a bit prettier in my next life. Hideyoshi-ni-san. Hideyoshi-ni-san! Like I keep saying, this isn't like that at all. I'm fucking not talking like a bogan. I've somehow moved to England. I don't know what the fuck this accent is. It keeps getting worse. This is it now. This is his accent.
I need to go to the toilet. I need to go to the toilet. My old lady bladder can't hold it.
Go to the toilet. We'll wait for you.
Oh, these Japanese characters have become Rogan Australians.
It's not even bogan. I think I started becoming like Cockney English. I don't know where the accent is getting away from me actively. because what a bogan would say, hi Yoshi. He wouldn't say it like that. Hi Yoshi, Nissan. Hi Yoshi, Nissan. I like to keep saying, I didn't like that at all. No, we'd say at. He doesn't like that at all. At. Oh fuck, I can't even. I think I might just stick with the Cockney accent too quite often. I'm gonna fuck up the Shan's voice and it will constantly change. Oh no. Oh bugger.
Hi, I'm back.
I keep fucking up the accent really badly. Sorry. Whatever comes out of my mouth is his accent. And Kyrie, stop it! You're freaking me out. You made my roses wilt. Hey, this is George. Hey, Maria-chan, look over here. The roses are especially magnificent. Magnificent roses. I've still got the accent. In my wheelhouse. I need a different fucking accent. Oh, Lord. Okay. I keep laughing at myself. Oh fuck! I skipped a bunch.
Brooklyn.
Oh no! I've got like a scroll wheel on the side of my mouse, so I keep hitting it by accident.
Oh no.
I might just keep hitting A instead then. Eventually, every gesture, and George Anarchy smiles broadly at us. Hey now, Maria-chan, be careful. Rose thorns can hurt. Ooh? George Anarchy-chan? Only this rose is strange. Ooh? Strange? What's wrong? Maria pointed at a single rose. I immediately understood why she found it odd. In the midst at all of these magnificent roses, one single one was starting to wilt. There wasn't any particular reason. Oh my god, I need to actually just tap my mouse. That's all there was to it. But Maria seemed very concerned about the one unhealthy one in this group. It must have made her feel lonely. So you feel sad for this rose because it's the only one that isn't healthy? The other ones are all healthy, but this one's sad. Well, they all bloom and wither at their own paces. I'll bet this one is just starting to wilt early because it's blooming on all the others.
You okay?
Dad's voice started coming back up in the back of my throat.
Dad needs to stop coming in the back of your.
Mia! Oh no. Okay. Yeah, that's right. It probably just bloomed like crazy. It fulfilled its duties and went to sleep. You shouldn't get too worked up about it. It seemed that Maria's pure and sensitive nature was making her feel some emotional pain for the rose that was wilted alone. Oh fuck, I've got the giggles now.
Oh no.
Even though she understood the logic, it still felt lonely to her. Then Maria-chan, why don't you look after this rose until we leave? What time is it? It's 10 o'clock, that's why. Ooh? George Anarchy straightened up and felt around in his pocket. He then took out a wrapper from the candy he had been sucking on the plane. He twisted it into a thin string and then gently tied it to a rose as some sort of marker. Hey, that's pretty cute! Let's mark it with this. Later on, you can come and give it some water. I'm sure Mr. Rose will be happy. Ooh? Come give it water? I think you should give Mr. Rose here a name. I'm pretty sure that'll make it happy. You'll know a little better. A name? A name. Ooh? Though she still wore her usual sullen face, Maria crossed her arms and began to consider this intently. At the very least, she appeared to have completely pulled out of her slump. Nice going, Aniki. George Nissan has always been really understanding. I can't help but respect him. Yeah, I guess he was just born that way.
He's beautiful in this way, cause God makes no mistakes.
Make him gay, straight or bi, lesbian, transgender, but I'm on the right track, baby. I was born this way. We've gotta start picking up tips. Was this garden just as magnificent when you were kids? It was. I swear to God, if that man comes back. It was only after I stopped living here that it grew so big. Before that, the garden was simpler, though I'm still attached to that one. Nissan fiddled with it too much with that vaguely bad taste of his. I liked it much better before. Ava, you've got to think positive. Setting aside how it used to look, its beauty is something to be admired. You'll be able to relax a lot better if you look at it that way. I didn't mean it like that. I was just saying that I wanted you to see this garden the way it was before too. Everyone, if you please, I shall guide you to your rooms now. Goda-san called to everyone to ask if we were ready, but our hearts had completely been stolen away by the rose garden that none of us had seen for a year. So we didn't pay him much attention. Since we weren't a travel group, it was like we had a strict schedule to follow. Besides, since our parents were visiting their old home, full of nostalgia, it wasn't like they had to let themselves be urged away by anyone or anything. Understanding the situation, Goda-san continued to wait, smiling widely until our parents got tired of the roses and told him to guide us to our rooms. Oh? Hey! If it isn't Kanon-kun! It's been so long! How you doing? Mr. Hideyoshi suddenly shouted. In the direction he was waving was a slender boy. Meeting him right after a huge man like Goda. God damn, Battler likes to talk about men. Probably emphasized his small stature. This boy was in the middle of transporting a piled up gardening tools and the like in a wheelbarrow. When he saw the those who was being called to stop, he set down the wheelbarrow and took his hat off and bowed his head. Good afternoon. I figured he was probably younger than me. Oh, and realized that the general atmosphere surrounding him. I figured he was probably younger than me, and I realized by all the general atmosphere surrounding him that he was another servant. He greeted us in response to Uncle Hideyoshi's call, but he seemed like he might be pretty unsociable most of the time. It was a greeting that lacked feeling. When Goda-san noticed our interest had shifted towards him, he went to the boy's side and introduced him to us. Battler-sama, allow me to introduce you. This is one of our servants of the Urashima head household. Why does he look like that one fucker from Ace Attorney? They took away his swag. Hold on, I'm getting pinged in. Who is pinging me? Leisha again. Of the servants.
My outfit.
Yes. This is one of the servants of the Ushiramiya head household. Kanon-san, greet our guests. I'm pleased to meet you. I am the servant, Kanon. Yep, my very first impression wasn't wrong. He seemed to be unsociable, or at least not good at talking. Compared to Goda-san, who was extraordinarily polished as a servant, you couldn't help but feel an experience typical of his age. When Goda-san urged him to whisper a bit more of an introduction, the boy named Kanon only cast his eyes downwards. Kanon-san, could you perhaps give them a little more of a greeting? No. Diva. Because we are furniture? What? He didn't seem to be greeting us out of spite. Rather, he seemed to have fallen silent because he didn't know what else to say to us in greeting. Well, Kanon-kun's shy and doesn't tend to talk much. He might not be that sociable, but deep down, he's a really good person. Don't get him wrong. You've been working here for 3 years now, haven't you? Pretty sure you started here a year before Goda-san, right? Even though he wasn't exactly giving a terrible first impression, Jessica hurriedly backed him up. I see, apparently his unsociable nature causes him trouble a lot. Okay then, nice to meet ya. I'm Battler. I'm 18. How old are you? He fell silent, as though wondering whether or not it was a question he'd have to answer. But here again, Jessica plowed ahead. If I remember correctly, Kanon's 2 years younger than us, so 16, right? Yes, that's correct. It looks like he would have preferred not to tell us his age if given the choice. That was probably because he thought we'd look down on him for it. I remember that when I was around his age, I hated being asked how old I was by adults. I see, 16, huh? That's gotta be a delicate time. Which means I probably asked something that I shouldn't have. I'm glad you're about our age. Just be cool and call me Battler. And I'll call you Kanon. Thank you very much.
Arigato gozaimasu.
But... Rigatoni.
Rigatoni.
Rigatoni. Thank you very much. But the sentiment alone is sufficient, Battler-sama. Jessica looked panicky for some reason. She seemed to think my first impression of Kanon was getting worse because of his refusal. As a girl, Jessica probably couldn't understand the fretful male heart at his age. As his elder, even just by 2 years, I took it upon myself to be understanding of that. Kanon-san, can you perhaps be a little more courteous? A smiling face is part of a servant's duty. My apologies. I shall make an effort. Mia?
Oh-ho-ho! Goda-san! Kanon-kun is trying his best, yes?
It looked like he was often warned about being unsociable. And apparently, he hadn't improved one bit. Goda-san kept his business smile on, but let out a small sigh of resignation escaped. Well then, I still have work to do. If you'll excuse me. Also, why did they hire a child to be a servant?
It gets to that later.
It looks like Kanon himself was quite uncomfortable with remaining silent here any longer. After another perfunctory bow, he turned around and started pushing the wheelbarrow again. Just then, the wheelbarrow suddenly wobbled and fell, scattering the load. I guess the wheelbarrow's single wheel had gotten caught on a pebble and lost its balance. What do you think you're doing? Now, clean it up quickly. Goda-san urged him to hurry in a quiet voice, as hinting it was quite shameful for a servant to appear clumsy in front of guests. Kanon-kun wordlessly reloaded the wheelbarrow with the fallen objects, as if to say he understood quite well without being told. He seemed to be fine with the light-looking gardening tools, shovels and such, but he looked like he was having trouble getting his arms around and lifting up some sacks of fertilizer. Are you okay? You're so careless. Here. Jessica! Milady, you will dirty your garments. Please, leave this to us. With a smooth motion, Goda-san took the shovel that Jessica had picked up. Behind him, Kanon-kun was having trouble with the sacks of fertilizer. Ooh, you'll dirty your garments. Don't worry, the ones I'm wearing aren't that expensive. Besides, I hate guys who just sit there and make the waitress pick up their fork they dropped at a restaurant. I lifted up the other bags that had fallen. Of course, they weren't light, but for me they were a piece of cake. Kanon-kun looked at me, surprised. It was the face of someone who never would have expected to receive help from a guest. But Battler-sama, don't worry about it. I will take care of everything, so don't you worry. I made it look like it, but I've got it where it counts. Since Kanon-kun looked like he hadn't yet gone through his growth spurt, he was stuck at sort of a weak body. This kind of weight might have been too much for him. It's quite heavy. It's natural that it would be difficult for you. Don't worry about it, Kanon-kun. Okay, my time to shine. This makes up for the boat stuff from before, right? Ha! As if this could make up for freaking out like that. Ha! Later, I'll tell you about it too, Kanon-kun. But it was totally hilarious. Haha! Gonna fall! Ooh. As I did this, I piled the stuff back into the wheelbarrow. I beg your forgiveness for letting you witness such unsightliness. Come now, that's quite enough. Please go. Letting the guests who were supposed to feel welcome see such a disgraceful thing must have been hideously embarrassing for a servant. Oh, this isn't him talking. Press by Goda to hurry up and go Kanon-kun left. You're too harsh on him, Goda-san. Shouldn't you have helped him instead of being a bully? That was wrong of me. I deeply implore your forgiveness. Without even a twitch in his smile, Goda-san apologized elegantly. Kanon-kun Kanon-kun has a ton of things that he's good at too. It's just being young. That works again.
That's perfect, actually.
Against him all the time. It's a crying shame. Well, that is it's a prickly age. Let's just leave him be. After all, closed mouth servants are the best kind. Isn't that right, Kumasawa-san?
Rudolph-sama! I'm Santa! You truly must head off to the front of the reindeer! There's no servant as silent as me, of course!
Says the loudest bitch in the room. Everyone smiled wryly at that obvious lie. Even she herself didn't believe that, not in her wildest dreams. So she must have said it to lighten the mood. Yeah, that's the kind of character Kumasawa Bachan used to be. The once stiff atmosphere had cleared up at once thanks to her cheerful smile. I'd like to set our luggage down soon. Goda-san, what rooms are we going to take? It shall be the same as the previous year. Allow me to guide you. Please, this way. We headed towards our trim, elegantly simple guest house. This was going to be our temporary quarters for the night. Kanon watched over the hedge as the guests all entered the guest house.
He watched over the hedge, I think 2006 movie. Oh
the
my goodness.
Raccoon movie. Oh my god.
Yeah, over the hedge. He's watching over the hedge.
Oh my god, he's watching the Turtle Raccoon Bear movie. Then he let his eyes fall on the heavy sacks of fertilizer piled up on the wheelbarrow. In his mind, he kept going over his previous mistake. Bachelor, big and strong, had picked up the sacks in front of him. The sacks Kanon couldn't lift himself, as if they were feathers. It would be extremely difficult for an outside observer to guess what emotions that favor had stirred up in Kanon. But as far as you could tell by watching him hang his head, there was something that he just couldn't let go of. He muttered words escaping his lips. But those words he murmured were so soft that they didn't even reach his own ears. Even I. Kanon hung his head slightly biting his lower lip. I remember the rose garden, but I don't remember this guest house at all. Was it built recently? Torian? Torian. I'm just gonna say Torian. Visitor's retreat was written on the gate posts. Is it Torian?
I don't know.
Torian. was written on the gatepost-like thing, but since everyone called it a guest house, I followed their lead. The brand
It's never gonna get called that word again that we were so confused with like 10 seconds ago.
It's never gonna be called that again. The brand new Western-style guest house, which stood overlooking the roses, had a magnificent design, carefully done in harmony with the garden. Correct! It was built a year before last. Ever since then, they've had a sleepover here. This place is so much more fun than a junky old mansion, you know. I wish my room was over here. Ew? I want room here too. I want one. I guess you could say my own house was upper class, but to me it felt completely ordinary compared to the head of family. The display of wealth was kind of shocking at the fact that they built this kind of awesome guest house for guests who came over only a few times a year. Eva-sama, Hideyoshi-sama, please do make use of your room. Rudolph-sama, Kiri-sama, please take this room here. I really do love how beautiful and elegant this place is. Western-style architecture truly is wonderful. I can handle Western designs for a few days, but any longer than that and you'll need the good old Japanese look. Japanese people just relax best on tatami mats. Haha, they've been fighting over whether to make our new house Japanese style or Western style. Mum still holds a grudge about Dad having the construction started with a Japanese layout, and they bicker all the time about it. I'm really jealous, Georgie-san. Your parents get along really well, don't they? Mine is so frosty. Then again, they're always in sync when it comes to my grades. All the rooms seem to be for 2 people. I was grateful since I wasn't going to be forced to share the same room as the old bastard under the pretext that we were family. Anyway, I figure those 2 wouldn't be able to enjoy themselves with someone like me around. What's with that creepy smile? You're thinking about something dirty, aren't you? Why would you think about your parents like that? Jesus. Something dirty? Of course not. Please enjoy your stay. Ah! Ow! Ow! That hurts, you bastard! Once again, Dad pulled my ears from behind. Cut the crap! I'm getting a stomach ache and I'm not in the mood for this. You're the guest of honor this time around. So play nice as possible, Dad, and Anarchy and the rest. At the very least, be careful of what you say in front of Dad. Got it? Because wise cracks don't go too well with him. Jessica Chan. Jessica. What's your house mood been like lately? Same as last year, I guess. Considering they say he's got 3 months left to live. He's lively, grumpy, and as irritable as ever. Meaning this year he's in his usual bad mood. And as usual, the only one who's able to look after him is Genji-san. Meow.
Oh, sorry. It seems the master will open his heart to no one else. Lately, us small people have not even been granted an audience with him. Is that me? He's shut it. Oh my goodness! I get so many lines.
I think it's Jessica.
Oh fuck! Okay, Jessica, you go.
He shut himself in his study again, probably doing nothing but that weird black magic of his. What he does for his hobby is his own damn business, but when he starts stinking up the house, it really gets on my nerves. I'm gonna start talking like this. I wish I could never come out of that study again. You shouldn't talk like that. You shouldn't talk like that about the elderly. I don't know why they're American now, but they are. With the fucking atrocity that I've given Rudolph, all of these other fuckers are American. We're all indebted to him since he rebuilt the Ushuramiya family. We should be more grateful. Well, sorry. After being rebuked by George Anarchy, Jessica had no choice but to take back her thoughtless remark. The Ushuramiya family was wealthy beyond belief, but of course that meant all of its members were a bit strange and completely out of touch with the world at large. And at the top of the chain, the family head, our grandfather, seemed especially strange and terrifying, even for our family. Dad said he was getting a stomachache earlier, and I imagine that reflected the honest feelings of the adults here today too. No doubt they were jealous of us grandchildren who could just play around and laugh without a care. From the stories Dad told me, the family head was a violent man who ruled with his fists, beating his children, even his daughters, mercilessly with a wooden sword. If he was so strict and uptight about that, why couldn't he have been a little more conservative with his kids' names? Because of that, even us grandkids had to suffer. Anyway, I can't say I had any trouble believing those terrifying stories about him. I don't remember seeing him very often, but I think I recall him looking extremely grumpy all the time, always making people cower with the sharp gaze of his. I remember that the room's atmosphere got so tense whenever he was around, you couldn't even breathe. That's what my dad said about me being the guest of honor now carries a little more oomph for me. 6 years ago I was in elementary school, but I'm a high schooler now. If I act up, things could get serious. Ooh, scary. He does look frightening.
Remember, he's American.
Oh, he does look frightening, but he's not so terrifying that you need to tense up like that. Nothing of what he says is truly reasonable. He may be clumsy at talking, but he's a very logical person. But Georgie-san, what the fuck accent was that? But Georgie-san, you've been the family darling since like forever. Of your awesome, all because of your awesome grades, right? Grandfather treats us completely different. I've even gotten slapped with a wooden sword on my ass. on my maidily innocent ass. I'm so glad I gave her an accent. Well, you're the heiress of the family, Jessica-chan. Grandfather is giving you special attention by smacking her on the ass. You've got to realize that his strictness reflects his high hopes for you. Oh, come on. Seriously, I could just turn the succession over to you, Georgie-san. It's a bit of a heavy burden for me to carry. I think I've already said it before, but Jessica's the girl heir to the head family. We're only cousins in branch families, so he probably doesn't feel totally... So she probably feels a totally different sort of pressure than we do. Jessica One-chan is that heavy? If I help hold it, will it get lighter? Thanks. It's okay. I'm not gonna push it on you, Maria. I'm gonna bear this cross until my grave. Don't worry. She was grateful for Maria's innocent concern. Jessica's face seemed to contain some uneasiness she felt towards the future. Maybe we were in the same boat. Any high schooler with exams approaching would have trouble hiding their anxiety for the future. Maria, come here. You and I will be in this room. Butler-kun, I heard you're going to be with me in this room here. Oh, he's American. Shit. Whoops. Oh? Now there's a surprise. It's bigger than our parents' room. Dang. Well, figures. We cousins would all want to hang out together. So I told him to get the bigger room ready. Ew? I like it here more too. I'd rather be here than with Mama. Ew? Oh, you like it here too, Maria? Okay. This room is George's and mine, but we'll give you special permission to come in. Better keep it a secret from your mom, okay? Ew? It's a secret. Aunt Rosa was right behind us, but Maria still answered, striking the air with her fist clenched tight. After setting down their luggage in the rooms, our parents had gathered again in the corridor. Oh, fuck!
You showed up and you have an identity crisis.
Hey, what are you brats planning to do? Are you cousins just gonna sit here and chat? This man's voice changes every fucking time I talk because I wanted to give him a hearty accent. wanted to be a massive bogue, and I don't know what I fucking gave him. Ah!
His sprite shows up, and we just break out into hysterics. Oh no! What's Brooklyn gonna say?
Oh fuck. It seems they were heading to the mansion to announce their arrival. Normally, they would make us follow and greet everyone together, but if that had been the case, Dad would have just told us to come. And that'd be the end of it. He's saying it's okay if we don't come. So, what'll we do? What accent did I give him? Well, it's gonna be lunchtime before long anyway. We better let the kids unwind here. Besides, if worst comes to worst, it might be their last chance to play outdoors. Ubu? I'll go too! Maria, you house it for Mama, okay? Behave yourself and wait here. They're all from the same fucking family and they all have different accents. Since Maria was being told to house it here, we certainly couldn't leave her on her own. Jordanica noticed this immediately and gave a clear response for all the cousins. Well then, we'll accept your offer and house sit. They've got lots of stories to tell you. We've got lots of stories. Oh, fuck, he's American. Well then, we'll accept your offer and house sit. We've got lots of stories to. I just thought of something really funny. I can give the dad a Scottish accent.
Why hadn't you done that earlier?
Because I was trying to make him a bogan.
Well, you'll see a whale.
Hold on. Okay.
You dropped the ball, Brooklyn.
Drop the ball. I'll accept your offer and house it. We've got lots of stories to tell.
He's
each other.
American.
I'm getting to it. I've got a lot of stories to tell each other. Why is she southern? to tell
I wanted
each
a
other
southern character, yay.
after being away for a year. That sounds wonderful. And Battler has 6 years worth of stories to tell, doesn't he? Yeah. I'll take care of the house like a good boy. Kumasawa-san, I'm gonna stay here too. We'll break rank and leave the rest to the adults.
Perhaps that would be the best. Woo-hoo-hoo! I'll report it to Madame.
Then allow me to guide you all to the mansion. This way, please. I love how it took me 2 hours to give these people accents.
Rudolph had an accent like halfway through.
The other children are one thing, but George is going to be an adult. Is getting to be an adult. He is an adult! Wouldn't it be better if he came with us? If we make him come... Oh, what was his accent? If we
I
make...
think just general Aussie.
I think I kind of gave him like a... I think I gave him a toned down version of the dad's accent. If we make it... If we... Maybe I can give this one maybe a Scottish or Irish accent.
No, that is... No, who's... Yeah, that's, George's dad.
No, because you need to leave the Scottish accent for Beatrice.
Okay. If we make him come, then poor George will be there. That was the accent, yeah? If we make him come, then poor George will be there. Only one out of place. Interacting with his cousins is also important. Hold on. I got it for a second. If we make him come... There we go! If we make him come, then poor George will be there. Only one out of place. Interacting with his cousins is also important. I need to open my mouth more. Okay, see you later. The adults left one after the other. They left in the same formation as our trip from the harbour. I like that I actually gave him the Aussie accent and not the dad, which I was trying to do. The dad's accent is right fucked.
Do you know what accent you also haven't used? That you haven't used a French one yet.
Yeah, do
no,
a
I
French
have not used the
accent.
French one. Not very good at it, but I can try. They left in the same formation as our trip from the harbour, with Goro-san leading Kumasawa-san taking up the rear. Kumasawa-san's doing what?
That's right!
As we gathered in the room assigned to us cousins, George Aniki asked to be excused for a second. He rushed over to Kumasawa-san, who was following behind the disappearing adults, and seemed to ask her something. He soon finished his business and came back. What's up, Aniki? Nothing.
Skipping important dialogue with me, how dare they?
I just wanted to ask her something. Tell me too! Tell me too! What could George Nisan be asking Himasawa if, and not me, I wonder? I don't have a clue. No, it's a misunderstanding. Not like I know what you're misunderstanding. Aniki was getting pretty tongue-tied. It's almost as though he felt guilty about something, and Jessica knew exactly what he was worried about. At any rate, no fun if Jessica gets to know about it, and not me. Hey Maria, looks like we're the only two out of the loop, right? Don't you want to know what they were talking about? We want to know too! We want to know too! I fooled around while so they're doing it together.
You're wooing.
Wooing. Dude, this is so hard. It's just like idiots. I fooled around like wooing together with Maria. No, I'm telling you, it's no big deal. Liar! I'm surprised you didn't tell such a terrible lie, Aniki. Confess! Maria, you tickle his right side, I'll tickle his left. I've got his right, Bella's got his left. Wait a second! Just wait, you two! Stop! Why is there a harp? Why is there a harp? Maria and I played around chasing George Aniki as he tried to escape rolling on the bed. I realized high schoolers aren't supposed to bounce around like kittens, but I still miss this kind of fun. A warm, cozy kind of fun. Georgie-san, where are you asking Kumasawa-san? Well, I've got a good guess. It's been a year since the last time he visited the head family. Who knows what servants might have come and gone during that time. Ooh, does he have a girlfriend? Does he have a girlfriend or a boyfriend? Or a boyfriend? Girlfriend, boyfriend? Either way, it looks like he'd like to go and say hi. It would? Say hi? I want to say hi too! What the hell? That's nothing to feel guilty about, Aniki. I'm not buying it. Maria, don't be fooled by Aniki. He's still hiding something. More torture! I don't even know what that was. Stop it! Seriously! Haha! Maria-chan, you two stop already! She's probably busy cleaning or getting lunch already. Don't worry, she'll drop by to say hi sooner or later. I'll bet you'd rather be welcomed in by Shan. Oh! Bro, I'm like peeking the mic. This is so close. So this Shannon character is potential love interest of Big Brother George. Shannon? Yeah, I remember a girl with that name. Is she still a servant? How's she doing? By the way, Natsuhine-san. Oh, this one. By the way, fuck me. By the way, Natsuhine-san. How's your headache been lately? You seem pretty serious before. Oh! Icon? I actually love her design. I feel like this is how you draw me.
Actually, so true. That is how I draw you.
This is very much how you draw me.
I feel like every time a character with big tits has showed up, I'd be like, ooh!
Yes, I have. I think I more so went, oh, because she's purple.
I thought it was because of the tits.
No. Should I give this one the French accent?
Yes! Nazi is so French.
I have been much better lately. Thank you for your concern. That's a shit French accent. Alright, yeah, a present for you.
You sound like Saison Marguerite from the most popular girls in school.
Yeah. Thank you very much. I'm always receiving gifts from you. Is this black tea? Flashback. Black tea is bitter. It's a herb tea with a peppermint and lemon balm. It's a blend from a well-known store, and it's supposed to be good for headaches. I thought it might help you too. Rosa was always conscientious. Rosa was always a conscientious woman. Probably because she was the youngest of 4 and much younger than the other 3. She managed to grow up without gaining of the venomous nature of her siblings. Her kind words got Natsuki to soften her expression for just a moment. But it wasn't enough to melt her stony gaze, hardened as it was by long years of mental stress. Come to think of it, you're always complaining about those headaches. Pull yourself together. Jessica-chan has her exams this year, right? That's going to be a turning point in her life. Will she really be able to rely on you as a mother if you're like this? Besides, Natsuhide-san, you're 3 years younger than me. You should get your act together. I apologize. I've had a tendency for headaches all of my life. Even under normal circumstances, Eva sometimes failed to choose her words carefully. But her comments aimed at Natsuki contained shards of obvious malice, even though she hid it with a smile. Of course, that fact didn't escape Natsuki. Sorry, I have something in my chin. She frantically contained her urge to grimace and pretended to ignore Eva. Our Bachelor-kun will have exams this year too. Rudolph-san, you shouldn't— oh fuck, this man's gonna be on screen in a minute, isn't he? You shouldn't be as concerned as well. For the sake of your own son, you better get the serious point of having headaches like Natsuhide-san. Ah! If I say anything, he automatically rebels. So what should I say? Should I say the opposite? That it's okay for him to mess around? That's probably the only way I could get him to listen to me. Hi, Yoshini-san!
You only did this to yourself, Brooklyn. You only can blame yourself.
I just wanted him to be a American. I don't know what this accent is. George really did well on his exams, right? Please, you've got to teach me the trick to handling children. Well, it's probably because I got him to understand. He's British now. Well, it's probably because I got him to understand why he should study. Study isn't worth anything on its own. This man has an ever-changing accent. Well, he said he talks in a Kansai accent, and then he's actually from Kanto or something like that. So I was like, he's an ever-changing accent. Fuck it, why not? That's right. The real point of studying, but he does apostrophes like that. That's right. The real point of studying is to practice researching stuff on your own, whether you bump into something or you don't know. You can't do that. You can't be useful to society. I'm not talking about math or writing. You gotta learn how to learn. That's splendid. I wish Jessica could understand that as well. If she is to be the heiress of the Shiromiya family, then at this rate, do you really have to force her into becoming the successor? After all, a woman has to find a woman's happiness. Parents shouldn't force such things on their children, don't you think? Hold your horses, Eva. Each family has its own way of raising their kids. You shouldn't be pushy. I'm sorry. Natsuhide-san, don't take it the wrong way. Through the light shining through the window was quite warm despite cloudy weather. There was a dark mood in the room, which was probably causing headaches for more than just Natsuhi. As if to sweep away the mood, Kiri brightly made the suggestion to all present. Still, this black tea has a really lovely aroma. Let's start drinking it right away. In Japan, surely you can find— oh fuck, I skipped it by accident.
Oh, it's still there.
Oh, it is. Couldn't find something like Leopold's black tea anywhere but Ginza, right? I see you know a lot about it, Kirine-san. I guess it's worth going to all the trouble of buying it. Kiri and Rosa stood up from their seats and made to prepare the black tea, but Natsuhi forestalled them. I thank you both, but we can try that later. One of our people should be coming to bring the tea, so please relax. Ah! Leave it for later, you two! let's enjoy our welcome drink. Rudolph gave a subtle signal with his eyebrows to let them sit down again. Kiri and Rosa understood and instantly obediently returned to their seats. I'm losing my fucking mind. The initial greeting of the servants was complete, so it was time for them to be served some tea. It was embarrassing for the host that the tea was late, especially now that the guests were talking about making them tea themselves. Natsuhi bit her lower lip, frustrated by the ineptitude of the servants who were late bringing the tea. Seeing her face, Eva immediately started to giggle. Eva fucking hates her, damn. Of course, Shannon had no way of knowing what was taking place in the parlor. She came pushing her. Oh, I didn't even see what Natsuhi's other sprite looks like.
You can check it later.
Yeah, I can. She came pushing a serving cart filled with teacups. For no apparent reason, Natsuhi gave her a pained look, and Shannon couldn't help but flinch without knowing what she had done wrong. Ooh, she's cute! Excuse me, your tea is ready. Oh, Shannon, what accent did I fucking give him again? Oh, Shannon-chan, it's been a while. You keep getting prettier every time I see you. Oh, thanks. Serves the chatting for after you have set the table. I need to see what. Oh, they're a lot closer, and she's a lot blushier. I kind of like this outfit. Like, you want to cosplay?
Oh my goodness, we cosplay Natsuhi and Ava together?
Yes, yes.
We have so many bloody Umineko cosplays now.
Yes. Oh my god. Why does
I
this
just have
One day I'll cosplay Kumasawa.
I just have to ask though, was this written by a man?
Yes, it was. Leisha, do you want me to explain something? Just don't tell Brooklyn.
All of the women have massive tits.
They have slightly smaller tits in the original, in this, like, art.
And the creator actually drew the original sprites as well. They just have massive tits.
In the updated one. I don't understand why.
Because that's
like,
how
they don't look that big
totally.
in like, yes, they're evident, but they don't look that fucking massive.
Also, Leisha,
Jeez!
are you okay with me spoiling you as to certain things happening? Just don't tell Brooklyn.
I'm fine. I'm fine.
There's chatting for after you have set the table. The tea will get cold. I apologize, madam. She apologized like a small frightened animal, bumped against the serving cart, and made a jarring racket as she dropped several teaspoons. Her clumsiness made Natsuhi's expression turn even darker, which made Shannon quail even more. Come on, Natsuhi-san. There's nothing wrong with her exchanging a few words in greeting. The tea must be plenty cold already, considering how long we've been kept waiting. There's no need to worry, it's not cold yet. Shannon, finish setting the table quickly. I'm sorry, madam. Natsuhi's irritation was obvious by now. The ineptitude that delayed the tea, the clumsiness of the servants, everything pointed to the incompetence of Natsuhi's everyday leadership, making her lose face. As the person in charge of the Ushima head family's kitchen, allowing that clumsiness to be exposed today of all days was surely nothing less than total humiliation. Oh fuck. Lay off, Natsuhi-san. Don't you think it's a little harsh to bully Shannon, when she's trying her best? There's the accent. There's the accent. I'm not bullying any. Oh, what the fuck was that? I am not bullying anyone. What a nice aroma. May I ask what brand this is? I'm terribly sorry. I'll find find out for you later. Kiri was trying to be nice, hoping to cut through the tense mood. However, Shannon had embarrassed herself already, darkening Natalie's face and the room's mood. By this point, Ava was audibly giggling. What's this? Shannon, don't you even know what your pouring is? Come on now, you mustn't serve something so suspicious to guests. We'll need a silver spoon at the very least before we can drink this. I'm sorry. I'll go get one immediately. Shannon-chan, do you know what a silver spoons are used for? They have to be silver. Do you know why? No? The teasing smile rose to Ava's face as she stared at Shannon setting the table. By itself, Ava's expression was sweet and in an impish sort of way. Oh, whoops. However, the words being spun from her lips and the keenness of a razor within them. Shannon tried with all her might to avoid Eva's continuing gaze. Realizing that Shannon was hard-pressed for an answer, Rosa gave some timely help. They say if silver is touched by poison, it darkens. I guess you learned something today, Shannon-chan. They were acting as though this tea needed to be tested for poison before it could be drunk. In Natsu's eyes, this was more of an insult to both the tea and herself for serving it. Rudolph laughed flippantly and patted Ava's shoulder. Ha! Silver cutlery wouldn't do any good for you, Anarchy. Just one lick of your poisonous tongue, and even a silver plate would turn pitch black. Ha! Since I get to hear that poison tongue every day, I must be poison-proof myself by now. Eva, don't you mind when you use it on me, but you better hold back when using on people who haven't built up a resistance. Ha! My, how cruel. All I did was teach Shannon-chan a bit about tea, didn't I? Everyone followed the lead set by Hideyoshi's horse laugh and chuckled, though it's not easy. Only Natsuhi didn't join in, but for the time being, the conversation inside the parlor could now be mistaken for a lively and friendly chat. As Shannon finally finished setting the tea table and tried to leave, Kiri apologized to her friend in a low voice for not being able to help. To her friend? What? Oh no, why did I add that? Shannon gave a light bow and made a hasty retreat. Shannon cast her eyes downwards as she pushed the cart down the corridor. Anyone seeing the pitiful way she looked might easily conclude that she'd been bullied in some way. Don't be sad. You didn't do anything wrong, my son. Oh! Shannon and Kanon. Right. That is my role. Madame and Ava Summer can go to hell! But the worst coward is that guy. Kanon glared hatefully into the opposite direction of the parlor. The preparations for the tea had been delayed by some trifling problems in the kitchen. These problems were not Shannon's fault. In fact, they had been Gorda's mistake. After all, there was no way a show-off like Gorda would give up a flashy job like bringing tea when the guests arrived. He had ended up wasting time preparing tea once again. So, when he realized he wouldn't be able to score any points for this job, he pushed the task to setting the table on Shannon, who happened to be passing by. He might call it a clever move on his part, but there would be no doubt a cowardly one. It's okay, Kanon-kun. Thanks. I'm not bothered by it all. Kanon's silence vividly expressed by the distance between Shannon's words and how she actually felt. Thank you. Even if you're the only one who understands, I feel a little bit better. You keep your feelings too bottled up, my son. You should be less hard on yourself for once. Yeah, thanks. Suddenly, they both felt someone's presence and whirled around. It's not the same butler. This was the butler at the start.
I think they were both there. Wait, no! Oh, wait, it was someone different.
A
I get
middle-aged man
confused.
stood there. It was Genji, the head servant. What are you doing here? Shannon, hurry back to the kitchen. Yes. Yes, if you'll excuse me. Shannon humbly obeyed and promptly made to push the cart and leave. However, Kanon appealed to Genji in silence, bearing something in his eyes that he could not express in words. What is it? Did something happen? Shannon didn't do anything wrong, but even so they... Stop it, Kanako. Please excuse me. I'll return to my work immediately. Kanon-kun, you should go back to your post as well. Please. If you say so, my son. If that is all, then go. Yes. If you'll excuse me. Motherfucker just disappeared. From the shadows in the hallway, an old woman wearing an apron watched over them. It was Kumasawa. She really is just in the corner.
Wait, is that even dialogue that she says?
Just say it as dialogue.
Oh, Shannon-san! Kanon-san! There's no reason for those two to be picked on. Still, Gerda-san's dislike for them is an undeniable fact. Until Gerda-san was taken in by the Umineko head family, I hear he worked for a fabulous hotel somewhere. The manner of work he learned there was quite impressive, I believe. It was just that Gerda-san is the newest servant here. He must have had a lot of pride accumulated from his previous positions. Because Shannon-san and Kanon-kun are his seniors here at the mansion, and yet are inexperienced and have gone through much less in life than he has. He picks on them at every chance he gets. He's my baby. I protect them. But also, sad as it may be, they dislike my Madame Nutley too. ... Of course, if we're talking about experience, the Madame has been in this family for much longer. And yet, this is one point where I cannot help but sympathize with the Madame as well. Truly, the master is a man with many sins on his conscience. Why did he realize that such a trifling whim of his would give the Madame such an inferiority complex? Of course, on the inside, even the Madame is fully aware that those who don't deserve to be treated so harshly. However, the heart has reasons to reason knows not. Oh, I feel so sorry for them. They are my babies. I can't do anything but watch over them from the shadows.
Spoilers, law.
Ooh.
Ah! Huh?
What's the time, Mr. Wolf?
12?
Dinner time!
Interesting. I'm going to save here. It's been now like nearly 3 hours. If it would let me save.
Mia finally got lines!
Okay. I'm going to save, and I'm going to stop here.
I can't believe we didn't even get up to the epitaph yet.
No, bro, hold on, cause yeah, okay, yeah, no. I have been recording now for about 3-ish hours. I have been talking for about 3-ish hours, so I'm gonna end this one here. I'm gonna continue to upload. I don't know if I'm gonna upload on the second channel or if this one will be for the main channel.
Yeah?
But I'll be uploading on one of the channels, and I'll try and do this, I guess, weekly. In terms of like the
Upload?
But I'll probably.
But give me a ping whenever you are doing this, because I always want to be here.
Yes, I'll ping you whenever I play Umineko.
Thank you.
Because I don't think my internet will handle me streaming it very well. So yeah, that is all for this first episode of me playing Umineko. When seagulls cry. So I hope you guys enjoyed. And
Seagulls! When the seagulls cry!
Yes. So thank Mia for this, because she's got me into this, and
Yoroshiku onegaishimasu.
I have a whole second game of Umineko to play after this first one, and it's taken me 3 hours to not even finish the first chapter. So
You haven't even got to when the epitaph shows up.
Yeah. So I think that'll be all for me today, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.